But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
That's hilarious. That's fucking funny. Hold on. Hi, everyone. Hi. You know, oh, there we go. Yeah. Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah, pot the mix.
Pot the mix. Very good. We were just sitting around and bullshitting, as they say. BSing. Rapping, as the kids say it. As children of the 80s would say, we were rapping. And Danny said, hey, why don't we switch it out and see what's happening as far as the broadcast goes. And right when it switched over, we heard, enough of this palaver. It was almost dead air. Thank God Johnny on the Spot E-Rock was there to cue everyone in to the fact that the show was starting.
I know. What are you doing in that booth?
What are you doing?
Just lollygagging.
My God. Don't tap on the glass.
Don't excite him.
See, everybody knows. Hi, welcome, everyone, to the Opie and Anthony show with Jimmy Norton and no Opie today. Opie, I believe, is in the Philadelphia region. For All Hallows Eve. He went over there with Little Hudson and the wife and the Philly crew, as they so eloquently call it, and I went to do some trick-or-treating there in Philly.
I think
in Philadelphia.
I think his family's in Philly. I think he stayed up here just to queer off.
Oh, did he? Is he queering off?
Today's a day just to queering off. Starts at 5 a.m., goes till 5 p.m., nothing but queering off.
I haven't heard queering off in years, since I was queering off.
I haven't said it in years. You can bet I've done it. But
sounds like fun.
It sure is.
I want to queer off.
Not only do you not go to work, you get to fucking juggle a dick.
The hurdy-gurdy's playing. You're juggling a dick. I haven't heard queering off, but okay. I don't think he was doing that. I think it was Halloween. And, he's got a kid, which adds a whole nother dimension to Halloween. Not like us, what you call single guys.
Yeah.
Because I know I spent Halloween in my home out there on Long Island, hating the interruptions to every fucking thing I was watching for probably a good 3-4 hours.
Yeah. Do you think the little kids were looking in the window wondering, why is that man watching black and white footage, and what does Juden mean?
Kristallnacht. I was watching that for All Hallows Eve. Now, they kept coming to the door and just interrupting movies I was watching and television shows. A couple of observations. Not so many inner city children being bussed into the area this year, which I was thankful of. That's good. But, white kids can be annoying, too. And their fucking parents. Because I guess I was then deemed, and it's my own fault, I was deemed one of the good houses to go to.
Yep. Because
I give out quality candy. I don't give out that shit. You're not going to see fucking, those, like, powdery little buttons and just shitty, sugary candy. You're going to see Snickers. You're seeing fucking Kit Kats. Good stuff. Solid candy.
You must get laid all the time.
Oh, it's crazy there, Uncle Paul.
Full size or fun size?
Fun size, but I also have full size in there. I mix it in because I like seeing the kids go crazy trying to dig it out with their cute little hands.
Sure, especially when you hold the bowl up there. They got to reach in and grab. I say, close your eyes, grab bag time.
Does Uncle Paul put a hole in the bottom of the...
Sure.
Paint it brown?
Oh, you got the full size. They fuck for the full size. You don't get nothing but a hand job for the fun size.
Do the kids like the ones with nuts? Oh, whoa.
Sure
Uncle
they
Paul.
do. I got a nut allergy. I say, shut up. You know what I went? I went as a blue jean table with a snake on it.
Did the kids like that?
Sure. The snake was spitting in their ears and on their cheeks.
Why wouldn't the snake spit?
What happened to the subtlety?
Uncle Paul's horrible. What happened to the subtlety? He says, what subtlety? He's not even talking about that. He went as a table with a snake on it.
Well, he just said a minute ago, kids fuck for the fun size.
For the
All right,
full
that's
size.
probably not as subtle.
Yeah, you can get a finger in your butt for a Three Musketeers.
Shit. Yeah, the little tykes were out yesterday, and the parents take them around now. It's not like the old days where you just went out. And I don't remember ever going out with fucking any adults on Halloween. Even as a kid, you just fucking went out, you knocked on doors. If someone raped you, it's, it was your own fault.
Exactly. That's what you get, show
That's
off.
what you get, you fucking cock tease.
Yeah, you want to go out as a fucking little ladybug? That's what you're going to get. You're going to be fucking get emotionally scarred until you're 70.
It's going to happen. But they all go out with their parents. But one thing that annoyed me, and I tweeted it, but I don't think it got the impact. Because, with 140 characters, I couldn't really get the entire gist of the whole thing. It's when parents bring their kids to the door and you give them the little fucking candy. And then the parents have to sit there and make you part of an etiquette lesson with their fucking kids. Like, what do you say? What do you say? And now I'm standing there. The kids got their fucking candy, right? My movie's on pause. The door's open. It's fucking cold. Yeah. And they're like, what do you say? Tell them. Now, what do you say? Chicka. No. What do you... I don't care about a thank you from your little fucking kid. I'm not part of an etiquette lesson. I'm not part of thank you, please, whatever. Teach him at home. I want to go back to my movie and my beer. Okay? What do you say? Rape! It's so fucking... Yeah, I was right in the spirit there, Sam. I was really in the fucking spirit of the whole thing. I was giving out candy. I was fucking doing my job. My job isn't to stand there and have some parents school his kid on manners. Enough! I gave the candy. I want to turn away and shut the fucking door.
I was on the no list because I don't go on the list. You have to be on the list in the building.
Schindler's List? Yeah. Schindler's Candy List.
I said,
I'm essential to the Halloween effort.
Maybe they could put their little hands in and clean out the munitions. And by the munitions, I mean my anus. No, I didn't. In my building, you have to be on the list, and I didn't want to be on the list because I don't have candy.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I'm fucking minding my business, and I hear ding dong, and I'm like, what the fuck?
So hooker?
Yeah. So I go, and there's a black woman with two little kids.
Oh, shit.
And I was like,
Oh, what are you doing here?
yeah, I said, madam, please.
What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I
Do
didn't
you know that this is a very expensive building?
Yes.
Right?
I know.
Start with the windows and then finish with my laundry.
No, I said, I only ordered one. Why'd you bring the two extras? This is going to cost me extra, isn't it, madam? Oh, this is the Parento special. But no, I said because I felt bad because I had no candy, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not on the list. And she's like, okay. And I felt the two little kids were so cute. It was like a boy and a girl. I was like, hold on. And I had apples, but I'm not giving them apples.
No, you put razor blazing pins in
So
apples,
I went and
creep.
I got $5. I gave them each $5.
What are you kidding?
I didn't know what to give them. I felt terrible. And they would fucking...
How did you, by the way, it's Halloween. How do you not, on your way home, just in case something like that happens, grab a bag of fucking candy?
I didn't think,
you
dude.
creepy
I
guy.
didn't think. I just didn't think. I don't like it. I don't deal with it.
You had Tony Iommi on the brain, didn't you?
Fuck. That's all I think of.
That's all you can
All I'm
think
thinking
of.
of is how he signed my book. Thanks so much, my friend.
Oh, my friend.
Yeah, I was like John Merrick. I was like, my friend. My friend.
He gave me a book.
Yeah.
My friend.
I tried combing my hair with it. It didn't work. Dabbing myself with the scent. By the way, how good did Tony Iommi smell? Fucking
I know.
Unbelievable.
I hate when these rock guys come in
They
and
smell
they should
great.
smell like piss and shit. And they smell fucking like vanilla. They smell all good. They wear good cologne.
Well, Sabbath, I think, seems to be the best smelling band so
Yes,
far. Because
yeah,
Ozzy
absolutely.
usually smells pretty sweet.
Ozzy smells good. Yeah. How does Geezer smell?
Geezer and Bill. Bill is notoriously
Hello,
not.
Bill.
Hello, Bill.
Smells good.
Good to see you, Jim.
It's good to see you.
And Bill, I never noticed, but I heard he was smelly when he was in the band. But I never noticed him smelling bad.
It's probably different when they're on stage. You know, they probably build up quite the reek. But when they're out just fucking hanging out like
English
that.
gentleman.
Yeah, gentleman. It is an odd thing to listen to Tony Iommi talk about the old days and fighting and, you know, the start of heavy metal rock on stage and the shit they must have been through in the day. And then he's a proper English
A
gentleman.
true gentleman, and
Yeah.
Henry Geezer will throw a fucking punch at the drop. I couldn't
A
believe
second.
how many punches those cocksuckers threw. It was
amazing,
the
right?
nicest guys on earth, and all they did was punch people in the face.
Pardon me, let me pop you in the face, you know.
So I'll plug his signing tonight. It's at Bookends
yeah.
in Ridgewood. Ask him what he's wearing because he smells amazing. The book is great, but ask Tony Iommi, please, what are you wearing because you smell? I have to know what cologne he wears. And I forgot to ask him.
You didn't ask him?
No.
You did 2 interviews with
I know,
the gentleman.
and I forgot.
And you didn't do anything. Was the second interview interrupted, by the way? I was listening to the shit show on the way home yesterday, and apparently you missed giving out your big plug for your big fucking show.
I did, yes.
And I guess an intern was sent over there to get the information after your interview with Tony Iommi. And the intern was just standing there.
Yeah, he just stood
In
outside
fear for his life.
Jim's studio.
Because if anyone interrupted Jim's
They're avoiding
interview
eye
with
contact.
Tony, it would have been over.
Well, here's what happened with the interview. It's like it airs tonight.
Travis
and,
would have kicked him in the balls, I think. No? Maybe?
you can only play X amount of songs from a band. It's just the record label. It's not serious. It's the
X amount. That's not even a number.
Yeah, they just say
Stop.
it's just they say do some algebra and play an integer. LOL. And you can only play 4 songs by any particular band in a 3-hour period. That's just so you're not burning entire records and they're getting recorded.
He rules.
I know. So I had to. They told me this right at 10. So I had all these Sabbath songs I had to redo during my interview. So whatever. Halloween. I'm home yesterday and I
right.
fucking give the
Sorry.
kid. That's okay. I give the kid money and they kept ringing my fucking bell, man. And I was.
That's because now you're the $5
You're the
apartment.
$5
You're the best
guy.
apartment
No,
there is.
I was on the list. It was all white kids after that. I was on the list. Why
were you on the list?
I don't know. I called down. I'm like, take me off that fucking list.
You're going broke here.
I screamed at the. No, I just didn't answer the door.
Why should you feel so uncomfortable in your own home?
you
You
know
got to cower when the
Dude.
door like the fucking SS is there.
At one point, my fucking home. I hear the kids like, knock knock, ring ring, knock knock, ring ring, knock knock, ring ring, and fucking my home phone is ringing, and I have to play along and let it ring. I can't even answer
Oh, you
my.
couldn't answer your phone. I heard that.
I'm a prisoner in my home.
Yeah.
And I figured that will scare them off, and it did. And I had to call my manager back. I'm like, hey, what's up? It's me. I'm here. I just fucking.
I'm hiding from children.
And I got a massage afterwards.
Oh, how was that?
It was fucking phenomenal. It was a
Yeah?
real massage.
Well,
not
that's
by
not
my
fun.
choice.
Oh, okay.
But, you know.
Did she get close at least?
No.
Yeah. Were you properly draped?
Yes, she was a black girl, and
Oh, what the fuck? Are you in Harlem yesterday?
no. Oh yeah,
It's
I
like fucking black people
Saw
all over
2
your
black
apartment.
people and you're
The
panicking.
doorman must fucking be going crazy.
But she was-
this must be for Jim. Jesus.
She was so. She was like an almost Olympic athlete, and
Yeah.
she fucking started off, and no, she was a hot. I knew she
Well,
was.
let me tell you why the athlete.
Dude, I knew she was no fucking. There was no.
Yeah, no shenanigans.
Nah, from the minute she
How'd
grabbed
you know
my back,
right away?
because she grabbed my back, the way a cat grabs a kitten and picks it up by the neck, it was fucking her hand. She can't. She was like a rock. And
Really?
you knew she was an athlete. Like and she was built too solid to play games.
Wow,
You knew
really?
she was like a real. She told me I worked 8 years at Equinox, the trainer. Like
Now, were you disappointed?
no. The person I was calling for them, I
you
knew.
Really?
Yeah. Honestly, I knew.
Did you expect something
No.
extra? Oh, okay.
No,
you
I
just wanted a
actually-
massage then.
Yeah, I know.
right.
If I want a real massage, there's certain people you call, and it's like there's no bullshit.
Danny Ross?
Oh no, I was wondering the same thing. Like when you get a person over to your house and there's like that inkling of maybe I could get something.
Yeah.
Like, are you initially disappointed when your brain finally realizes that it's not going to happen? Is there a little bit of that?
I've had many of those, yeah, but
guess.
the ones that you
got
know.
a cock.
And how could you? And can you even enjoy the massage after the fact?
Yeah, when
because
you know
I
you're
would
not
just be
gonna get it,
I
right.
would just be fucking annoyed.
Yeah.
No, when you play in that world, the times where it was like it was a legit massage and they actually did legit massage or they didn't play. I'm like, this is the lives we chose, gentlemen. I couldn't be mad at them for doing what they advertised.
But now, what do you go for another one afterwards, or do you jerk off? What the fuck do you do?
I've done any combination. Asking uncomfortably, do you? No. Oh, okay. Just checking.
Just making sure.
touching my
you got
dick.
your agenda, I got mine.
Grabbing my dick and someone going, that makes me uncomfortable. That's happened. I've had all combinations.
Yeah.
But this girl I knew was the minute she walked in, you knew there was not she had a trainer vibe.
Oh, okay.
Like she had the
yeah.
vibe you'd get from somebody who's gonna fucking work you in the gym.
Yep.
But she was giving me a massage, and I'm glad it wasn't sensual because the fucking doorbell kept ringing. It was
Kept ringing with the little kid. Well, that might have been good. Hearing the little voices.
I almost said to her at one point, and I'm so glad I didn't because she didn't know I was a comedian. But when she was massaging me and the bell
Neither
was...
does the audience.
Sure they do. I always say to them, "Did you get it? Did you get it?" They always start cracking up after that. And I almost said to her, like, she was massaging me, and fucking Bella, and they hear the kids' voices. I wanted to say, like, I'm so glad we're not fucking right now because the voices would ruin the sex vibe.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't say that because it would have. Thank God I didn't blurt that out.
Would she have been like maybe?
It would have been
taken aback.
It literally would have been so inappropriate.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing that indicated we were going to fuck, and I would have had to explain. No, because there's kids.
Yeah.
So it was a really annoying day.
Yeah, it isn't. It's just an interruption. Like the kids were coming to the door, and then I realized after I guess 3 times it was the same 3 kids, and they just were switching masks around and taking their masks off. And then when I finally noticed, it's because one kid literally he had no clue, and he's a kid, and they're stupid. Apparently smarter than me, but stupid for a kid. He got me 3 times. He just came up, and the other kid knocked. He had a different mask on, and one of the kids, all he did was covered his face with his hands. And then it kind of tipped me off, like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
Did you?
And then I realized, all right, now you're trying to bamboozle me, you little fucker.
Did you give him candy again?
Yeah, but I didn't let him dig in because. What I usually do, I just I grab the big baskety thing, and it's full of candy, and I just go, take what you want. And most of the kids are like, thank you, and they just fucking grab a couple of things, or even at one handful is cool. But these kids were going in fucking 2 fists deep and throwing them in their bag and trying to get more. They're little vultures. And so I finally had to just hold the thing up and throw candy at them. I was toward the end, I was picking up the candy and winging it at the kids' heads. Because they kept coming back to my house.
Those kids?
And yeah, the same fucking 3 little shitheads. And I would get up, I'd pause my movie, I'd get up, I'd go to the door and see it's the same 3 kids, and they're laughing now. They're laughing at me. That's the way they laugh. The way the kids fucking laugh. And so I was just picking up fucking Mounds bars and winging it at their heads. And finally, they'd go away. And then as nighttime fell, there were, I guess... 3 girls dressed like superheroes, like Batman and things. Not quite fitting into the costume, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wearing braces, and that was wonderful. Oh boy, did I milk that one?
Yeah.
Hide. What have we got here? What do you want?
Who are you supposed to be?
Ooh, why don't I give you some Mounds bars? You get it? Yeah, because your little Mounds are. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
And you try to do the dirty candy bar poem, but you fuck it up. Like, hey, maybe you could grab my 3 Musketeers and I'll Clark all over your feet. Oh wait, that's wrong.
Yeah, let me feel your Kit Kat.
Yeah, let me slip my Butterfinger.
Fucking fantastic. Danny knows what to pull up. Holy shit! Look at how hot she is in that SpongeBob SquarePants outfit.
Oh Jesus, dude!
Fucking come on, Jesus yourself. Yeah. The worst part too is that
you know what? No one could be disgusted for this picture, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
Because it's Google's fault. Oh, I just put sexy teen costume, and that's what it decided to give me.
I'm not saying it's not sexy.
Great little legs.
This is what the algorithm defines as sexy teens. It's nothing to do with me.
Yes. One of the worst things is when.
By the way, the kids find you.
Yeah.
They go to the Jewish neighborhood. They play Find the Guinea. Everybody knows the fucking. Hey, isn't that the guy that fuck with the tacky Christmas decorations every year?
Yeah, that's him. Let's
he
go
hates
there.
himself. He'll give us anything we want.
He's not a Jew. He's going to give us a lot of candy, I bet. They the parents bring the kids up to the door, and it's very awkward when the girls are at that certain age where the parents are still bringing them to the door, which is awkward. Yet they have asses that are starting to look attractive, and they come to the door, and you give them candy. And when they turn away, you can't look at their ass because the parents looking right the fuck at you.
And because they're in a stroller.
All right, look. Not that young, Jimmy.
And you look at their little legs, and they're just kicking.
And then you give them the turkey.
So then, of course, you had to pull up your security footage to see all the asses that you missed.
Well,
right?
yes, that camera zoomed into the door. It's horrible. What a ghoul I am. What a creep. I should be on a list.
You really are fucking everything that they preach against. Hide behind a laugh. You just know.
It is horrible. Absolutely
Cock
right.
like Concho Pete, waving at all the
Joe Pete.
waving at all the youngsters.
A giant horse dick of Concho Pete. Memories. Yeah, it's just it was annoying. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be fun, but fuck that shit.
Yeah, when you constantly being interrupted, it's like it's rough.
Yeah.
But you don't
It's
like
not-
seeing all the little kids all happy?
No.
And oh.
No. Not at all. No, it's not fun. It's annoying. I guess if you're a parent, it's fun.
Yeah.
Then you take your kid around and shit. But, holy God. Look at that. Sexy whore costume. Sexy teen Halloween costumes. Danny just popped up. And what's that one right there?
Which one?
Pop that up. Right
This
there.
one right there?
The one with the
That-
fucking...
It's not. I mean,
Oh, she's not a teen.
Like a maid or something? Was she 40?
Oh, that's
I know, I'm
terrible.
trying to find those
What kind
ones
of teen
that are-
is that?
I like an original costume. You're showing ones that they're all cookie cutter.
Why is there a nude chick? I don't know.
It's a great costume.
That is a good costume.
Yeah, I'm going as
Like
the
that
naked
one.
girl who escaped.
He's a dick ditch. Yeah.
We're looking at Halloween costumes.
Yes. What do we got? Chuck Palahniuk showing up today?
Oh, yeah.
8 o'clock.
We had Chris Matthews.
And then what happened?
I don't know. His shitty rep said that his shitty schedule had a shitty conflict, and he can't come in and plug his book on John F. Kennedy. That's really cool. That's good. There's not enough Kennedy books out there. I'm sure you guys will do very well.
And what angle is he taking on that
Who
that book? Is
fucking
it
knows?
something new that we haven't heard yet?
No. What could he possibly know?
What could he add?
Exactly.
Really? Well, I think that somebody probably got to him and told him it was this show. I don't think it was the Greg and Tony show that was pitched to the gentleman.
Is he on the platform today? Is he here or no?
Is he? Is he still in the building? If he's in the fucking building and not coming on the show, then it's complete shenanigans.
Yeah, I would like to ask Roland if he's in the building at all.
I would not like to ask Roland anything because that means talking to Roland.
Yeah, through Sam, I meant via Sam.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You always have to assume it's via Sam.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if Roland's listen. Is he here? What does he do? Does he listen to the show?
What
goes on back there?
He does. He snoozes here and there.
yeah.
Catches up on the Z's.
That must be nice. Oh no, he's not coming in the building today. Okay. All right. Well,
His rep said he's
I'll give him
busy.
the benefit of the doubt that he's a dick.
No, here's what he is. He's a dummy. Or maybe his rep got him local TV, and they don't understand that fucking radio sell. When we get all these authors, like we get Ace Frehley, tomorrow. All the guests I love come in when they
Yes.
have books to fucking promote.
And they got books.
When they have, everyone comes by
because
radio
they
for
know
books.
we can sell books.
Radio sells books.
Yes. Jimmy, the way you plug bookstores, it's crazy.
Well, you have to. I mean, it's fucking. There's 3 of them left.
I know.
Jesus, it's all digital downloads, man. You
Yes.
can't get books
Do you think we're getting to the point where it's just going to be done with books? Like
Yeah.
no more paper books.
without it. I mean, guys like
It's going to
that.
go the way of the cassette tape.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because guys who are famous like that, like I couldn't do the Barnes and Noble in Union Square. I'm not famous enough to do like baseball players do it. But they probably want
don't
500 or
say so
600
short.
people. Oh, I couldn't do it,
Oh,
Ant.
stop it, Jimmy. You
Oh,
can.
I don't know. I can
You
do it. I'm
can.
gonna
You're
do
good.
it.
You're a good boy.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. You're right. You sold me. But it's like it's hard. You have to be a certain celebrity now to.
The fucking bookstores. Remember when like cassette tapes came out and shit like that, and they were talking about, well, you know, you're not getting the fucking cover art that you did with vinyl,
Right.
and I guess people just gave up on that. Like they didn't give a shit. At first, it was a big deal. It's like, yeah, remember fucking albums? You got cover art and liner notes and a bunch of little extras. Now you get digital downloads. You're just getting the fucking music, and no one really gives a shit. Like I guess it passed that point where there was that overlap of people that got albums and people that got like cassette tapes and smaller little posters that would fold it up in the fucking thing, and then digital downloads where you get nothing. And it's the same thing with books. You're not getting the book smell that Jimmy loves so
Right.
much, the cover art and shit. You just get it for your iPod or your iPad or Kindle. and shit like that.
That stuff will all come out, though, and come back with these
You think
3D
digitally,
printers.
yeah?
3D printers. Once the 3D printers in 20 years or 15 years or whatever are a part of our daily life and everybody has them like they do a laptop, all that stuff will just be easily made in your house. And then
But what would it be used for? Like, what would a cover of a book be used for if
maybe you could print the entire book if you wanted it. Or maybe you could, you could do that now. Maybe you could have like a real book printed. Or maybe you could, like they'll make one master copy and just scan them to your fucking house, which saves on distribution and...
just seems like something that's...
Or maybe
like
it will
a
never
thing of
come
the
back.
past.
Maybe
Like-
you're right.
Like, I think we're just at the point where it's just going to be digital and we're done.
You're probably right. I'm such an asshole. I'm actually, here's what I'm thinking of. This is where I'm fucking irrelevant. I'm thinking of Kiss Alive had a great booklet in it, like a fucking album-sized booklet
yeah.
with the guys in it.
Wow,
And I remember that
I think
smell, and I'm actually thinking like they would reproduce that, but that's not what they're going to use 3D printers for.
No.
To make Kiss Alive booklets.
No, it's probably something that will save lives.
Am I an asshole?
Although stuff like that is the only thing I think that's really saving the DVD industry at the moment is just like all the special packaging
Extras?
and stuff. Well, not even the extras. It's just like I like fun packaging. Like that.
Yeah.
Remember that AC/DC box set that you guys had from
Yeah.
from
Yes,
South?
it was like a speaker.
Yeah, it was like a big amp. Like things like that will make people go out and get the product for the packaging. You have to give somebody something because I could get AC/DC anywhere I want. So why am I going to buy this particular
Yeah.
product? And like, there's a big, there was a huge like Seinfeld box set that came in like, it looked like the fridge from
Yeah,
Seinfeld,
yeah,
and
the
like
refrigerator,
it's still all
diner,
the,
fucking,
exactly,
they had
it's
the
still
diner
all the
table,
same
yep.
shit. But you know what? The packaging makes me want to buy it. So as long
Yeah.
as they could keep coming up with creative stuff like that, I think you'll see a little bit of sales. That's not going to save the DVD world.
I don't
but-
think so either,
Or music,
yeah.
but I think
think
things
it's
like
still
that will
niche.
never go away. As long as you could come up with clever ways to put your product out there, I think people will still buy it.
The harder
Yeah.
part is that stores won't carry it. Like stores will carry. I couldn't find the Ozzy box set. You had to order it or go to fucking Vintage Vinyl because there's literally no shelf space for that kind of shit. So what happens is, as there's no stores left to sell it, they just won't make it because it's not profitable enough to make it.
You don't want to. Why would you use space in your store to put shit that people can get digitally?
Right.
It's stores don't want to do it anymore. It's not cost effective.
Well, because I had a store set up, and all I did was I had shelves of cardboard boxes
Yes.
and confetti, but loose. It really didn't do well.
now digital confetti
Is wonderful.
That's the future.
I'm sure
You
that's
don't want,
coming. But I fucking really want to get. All I'm thinking of now, as we're talking the whole time, is how much I wish I had a brand new copy of that Kiss Alive booklet, so I could get Ace to sign it. And I'm
Oh,
like, leave
that
him
would be a
alone.
good
He
one.
signed enough.
Yeah.
I didn't get Tony. No pictures. Nothing.
You didn't do any. You finally reached the point where you
got him
didn't
to, I got
annoy
him to,
Tony Iommi.
I got him to sign his book.
Oh, okay. So he did sign something.
But when someone's plugging a book, it's very standard
No, well,
for them to
I
sign
cannot-
a copy of their book.
Jimmy, then I cannot sit here and say you did not annoy Tony Iommi and make him not make him sign something.
No, that doesn't count because I would have brought a photo or a fucking Sabbath thing. Nothing. Just the
But that's
book
how you think.
that he was plugging.
Now the people that watch you just go, "Oh, see, another signed thing."
No, I don't count it as a sign thing. I don't. I don't. I should have
do.
gotten a fucking Kiss Alive booklet. Such a dick. And I'm just going to obsess.
There was so many cool things like years ago with album covers and even like even something as dumb as like what was it Sticky Fingers, the Rolling Stones with
Yeah.
the zipper
Yeah.
on the front of the album cover and shit like that. Like just little things like that were cool for some dumb reason with his big fucking English unclipped cock in his fucking pants. Look at that dick over to the right.
What smells better than the inside of
A cock? What? Oh.
Exactly. Especially after it's been like sweating and working and fucking heinies all day. What smells better than the inside of a record when you pop that, when you do that smell
Oh,
of
yeah,
brand
yeah.
new record, man?
When you
Fuck.
open up the sleeve.
Oh, does it smell
yes.
good?
Vinyl.
Yeah, it's
Now it's just kind of a kooky thing you would do is buy vinyl and get a turntable. It just
Best
it's
Buy's
not,
selling vinyl
It's
now.
vinyl is very retro now. It's very cool to have vinyl.
It is, but
is.
it's still kind of niche. I mean, they're not mass producing
Right.
fucking vinyl, you know. But it is cool. I know a lot of people that do have turntables.
They're making it very
and shit.
collectible. Like
Yeah,
where
yeah.
instead of it just being like, oh, I'm going to go get a new album on vinyl, it's just like there's only 500 vinyl pressings, so you have to get yours. And I think
that's
that's how
kinda
they're
like
marketing it
collectible
now.
and shit?
Yeah.
Do they sound any better? I don't think they sound better. I mean, I think it's just
Oh, I
more
like-
people like that
That's
sound.
gonna be a huge debate if you really want to talk about it.
I don't know if they do. I mean,
Nothing better than hearing this.
Got to take care of your vinyl, man. Won't sound like that. Get some new needles.
Who took care of it though? Especially back in what I call the day, where you had to put a penny or two on the fucking stylus or else it would just go right across the whole fucking record.
But that's when vinyl just was what it was. Like, it wasn't cool to have vinyl.
No,
it's
it's all
just that's
you
what
had.
music was.
Yeah, it was
That was
either that
it.
or somebody hummed it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Like, you didn't think to take care of it because it wasn't collectible. It was just this is how you
No.
buy music.
And if you had a whole like a party going and it was a whole night of music, you never put the shit back into the sleeve, the paper thing, and then back into the cardboard sleeve. You just threw it on a stack of fucking albums.
It was like everybody's got a bunch of scratched up CDs now because you
Yeah.
just take it out in your car, you just kind of throw it on the ground
Throw
somewhere and do.
Put it in your little jewel case.
Yeah,
no, you fucking throw the thing
All
in your.
the jewel cases are cracked.
It's
and
on the floor,
hinges
your
are
back
broken.
seat, the
Yeah.
little pebbles from the beach are and
Yeah.
shit.
And they're not worth much either. Most albums, like even ones that you think are classic. I mean,
Yeah.
an original Beatles for all right, but most records are just not worth much.
No, they're not. They're
Because
not.
they keep reproducing them, so it's
Even
like
the originals, like the Kiss or the
Yeah.
Sabbath, are the ones that would mean so much to me. They're not
Yeah.
worth a lot of money. The originals are worth very little.
Yeah, Travis now, I guess, is a collector. Are you a collector of vinyl, sir?
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, how about a mic?
Exactly.
Oh, well, fuck him. Fuck him, Sam.
Well, it's
why
not-
give Trav
Sam, why would
a
you say
mic?
that?
Well, it's on now, okay?
Well, figuratively, you were saying fuck him.
Can't talk without a microphone, Sam.
Sorry about that. No, I like vinyl. Vinyl sales are up 40% this year from last
Big
year.
deal. You sold none,
okay.
and now you sold 10.
It's the only
Percent
format
of
of
it.
music that's increasing sales.
What about digital?
Well,
Yeah.
Say physical media. Say physical
it's the
media.
only thing.
Yeah, because it's the only other physical media being sold.
Yeah, what are you
one's
gonna
buy
get, cassette
CDs
tape?
anymore.
CDs,
A CD?
DVDs.
All digital now.
No one's going to care about CDs and DVDs. I'm not yelling at you, Travis.
Stop
I'm
yelling
just
at me.
saying
Jesus.
it's very silly for you to come in here and preach your
Vinyl shit.
communism.
I love vinyl.
stupid.
Well, do
don't
you?
love
Do you
vinyl.
like vinyl? You have a
Yes.
turntable?
Yes.
What do you got?
Stinks.
Techniques? What do you got? What do you
I'm
got?
gonna go,
JVC?
you
I
know.
can't wait till Riley throws a candle on your fucking record.
They are
Takes a
all
hammer to it.
far from her reach.
Really?
Yeah, they're in my, they're
That'll
in my
end
closet.
soon.
I don't like the fact that he thinks he's a gentleman. He sits down, he fucking curls up under the Afghan with a good record. What are you, fucking Boardwalk Empire?
Jim, who doesn't like to collect things? Come on.
I think it's stupid.
Oh, now
No.
he's,
You
now
hate
he's
collecting.
Now, what are you
Now
going to
he's
attach it
getting
to
on
your
your
life
shit.
collecting things?
Oh, yeah, I do. I want to start collecting records now.
You should.
What kind of what's your prized vinyl collection?
I
It's
mean,
gotta
I
be
don't have
Pearl Jam.
anything like.
Exactly. It's some fucking
Yeah,
awful
like,
Pearl
look,
Jam
I just-
greatest hits.
Yeah.
I just buy what I like. Like I don't.
Yeah?
I don't go out there and look for really expensive.
Does dumb Dexter tilt his head toward the big fucking Victrola tube?
Hopefully lift his leg. Drop
Piss
it,
all over your shit.
and then drop a deuce right on it. You can't get the smell out of your vinyl.
You just
It's all in the
a
groove.
wet dog shit spinning around, hitting the needle.
Like a frightened liquid dog shit. Like he ate something that just causes dogs to piss out of their ass.
One of the ones where when they shit, they're squatting, moving around, and their tongue is going while they're trying to shit. You ever see a dog with diarrhea when he's being walked by his master, and they're shitting, but he can't stay still, and their tongue is like, and their eyes are darting around like, don't look at me, I have diarrhea, and their tongues are darting about.
I'm
they
not
know-
lying when I say that happened yesterday to me.
Did
that's
it?
great.
To you or Dexter? Were you just parading around the house?
Whatever, Travis. You were eating veins again?
That's horrible. Does your dog fart like in the house and shit?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
Keith
yeah.
Keith was telling me
Yeah.
his dog
Bulldogs.
like
all those
a
breeds.
week ago was farting to the point where they had to like leave the room.
Yeah.
It was a gas chamber.
He farted at your house that time. Remember when the
Oh,
power
it
went
was
out?
terrible. Yes.
The fucking dog ruined everybody's night.
It's worse than any fart that's ever happened in this studio.
Yeah,
and there have been some fucking
Terrible ones.
doozies.
Dog farts can be real bad.
They're terrible.
Keith, by the way, has the best dog. No
Oh,
offense.
the bulldog.
That fucking dog is unbelievable.
Like bull. What? You like slime on your fucking leg?
Yes.
I hate that.
Keith's
the dog
dog's
comes up and he's
awesome.
like,
He's
and then it's all
lovable.
it brushes against your leg, and there's fucking like alien slime all over your fucking knee. I hate
But he's
that.
friendly, I mean. He's a nice dog.
Oh, good.
What's his
Yeah,
name?
that's great.
Rocco.
Rocco. Yeah, he's a nice dog. You
Yeah,
pet
he's
his head.
It's Rocco. Yeah, no, you know what it is? It's your basic bulldog. It looks great. It's fucking stout and shit.
Yeah.
But I hate that fucking slimy shit. I need a dog with no fur, doesn't fucking like leave fur everywhere, no teeth, so it can't chew up your furniture, no drool, no nails to scrape up your floor and carpet.
You
I
want a
got that.
slug?
I really need a pet slug. Just cut its paws off, pull its teeth out with pliers,
Smack it.
He's just roaming around the house in utter pain. Yeah, I can't. No, I'm not. I love animals. I do. I like when they're around. I like petting them and shit. Cats. Who doesn't love a kitten? They're adorable. But I swear I would ball one up like a fucking softball and wing it.
Yeah.
Because first of all, they love pissing and just clawing at shit. And then I remember my ex telling me, "No, we'll get a scratching post and it won't scratch up the furniture." Really? We had a living room full of scratching posts and all kinds of shit, and now I have a carpet that's under my car in my garage because the fucking cat just scratched it all up.
Did he piss on it?
No, the original cat, we originally got 2 cats in that house. One cat lasted 1 fucking day. The other one lasted, as long as the girlfriend did.
One day?
One day. The fucking cat went right up on the bed where my head lays down, where my children play with their toys, and pissed right on the fucking bed.
How sick.
Day 1.
He was laying down the wall.
Yeah, no shit.
He's marking his territory.
Yeah, he was
Pissed right where my fucking head goes.
He was the maid in the honeymooners.
All right. No, it'll be very good, sir. Piss on your bed.
He's like Poppy in the couch.
Yeah.
And you got rid of him.
It was gone that fucking day. Thanks, Steve from Bayshore, you fucking cunt. Give me a pissy cat. Pissy cat! But the other one was good. Jack was good. But for a cat to that is the most fucking, you suck, you're a piece of shit, I rule this house. And if I would have allowed that cat to stay there, I'd have been the bitch. I'd have been that cat's bitch. The second it pissed on that fucking bed, that cat had to go. Those are my rules. That's how I roll. Get out of my house.
Cat didn't understand.
No.
He's just saying, I'm going to pee right here. What are you going to do?
Well, you know what I'm going to do? You're fucking gone.
He thought it was. He doesn't know what a pillow is. Just thought it was a great place to piss.
It knew, Jimmy. It knew.
You think so?
It knew that's where I laid my head.
Saw your fucking head print and your drool.
It looked at me and said, "Really? You're the boss of this place? Watch me. I'm going to piss right there, and you're not going to do shit about it."
So funny.
And then I got rid of that fucking thing. I don't even know where it is. I think it ended up in some horrible house with other cats that pissed all over the place in the city. But the cat don't care. Cat don't care if there's piss house, like a hoarder's house. Think a cat cares? Cats are sitting there while another cat's flat, and it's like rawhide with fucking ribs sticking through it.
No,
dead.
Cats like nice environments.
Do they?
Yeah, everyone likes a nice environment.
Yeah, cats love a nice house, and there's 1 or 2 of them.
I think they're just
in a basket.
stupid enough to not even care or know.
No, they know. They're just hanging out in a fucking basket, relaxing.
You think they know if another cat in the house has drippy eye?
Oh, of course, they don't go for
Or
that.
pussy eye?
You're claiming that cat knew where you slept, so...
I think it did. Why would it do that?
Hate the piss.
Why would it do that? Out of all the places in the fucking house, it goes right by my pillow.
Because he was in an unfamiliar environment, and he just peed where he wanted to.
Maybe that many love views claiming
Do you know
Yeah.
how
You're the cat.
big and luxurious my house is?
Yeah.
Do you know the places that cat could have pissed aside from my fucking pillow?
And he was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Maybe I'll just sit here and I can pee.
Maybe the cat was resting and it was tired and it was resting on the comfiest place in the house, which is the master's bed. And then he realized he had to go wee-wee.
And the phone rang and frightened him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, and then a little piddle came out.
Well, you know what? Goodbye. Goodbye.
I hope you're rethinking this.
No, I never would rethink it. I don't give a shit. I'm glad
Sam,
the
you have
cat
a cat,
was gone.
right?
Bruiser Brody.
You have a cat? Bruiser Brody.
Has
Is
Bruiser
that a
Brody-
wrestler? Oh, God.
Yes, he died in the 1970s because the promoter stabbed him in the shower.
Really?
What a
Yeah.
great fucking story.
A promoter in Puerto Rico stabbed him in the shower.
Were they showering?
Well,
Puerto Rico.
he was showering after the show. He wrestled, and then all the wrestlers left, and he was just showering. Then the promoter came in and stabbed him, and he
What was the
bled
beef?
out.
What was the beef?
I don't even remember, but all the wrestlers were too scared to say anything, so he bled to death in the shower.
Wow, shit.
Really? Why were they too scared to say anything?
Because the promoter will kill them too.
Holy shit, this was old school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was before Vince
And what- and it was-
consolidated all of the little families, the fucking 5 families of crime of wrestling.
Yeah, and it was Puerto Rico too, so it was like
Yeah.
the real Wild Wild West.
Knew what was going on back then.
Did the promoter hang out there afterwards?
With the dead body? I don't know.
No, I mean, like, how long did it take him to die?
I mean, he didn't die instantly because he was just, he stabbed him and
bled
then
out in a bathroom.
bled out in the locker room shower of some arena in Puerto Rico.
Why didn't he leave?
Fantastic.
He's probably in a lot of pain, I guess. I don't
Very
know.
injured. Very injured.
He's bleeding to death.
Do you think that's how he envisioned his wrestling career?
He was awesome, too.
Oh, I bet he was. What was awesome about him?
He had all big
bled well.
hair. He had a big beard. He was a massive guy.
Yeah?
Bruiser Brody.
I never heard of Bruiser
How come
Brody.
he didn't fake fight his way out of the confrontation?
Yeah, what happened there?
Yeah.
Because he had been stabbed.
Did the guy stomp and stab him at the same time?
No.
He didn't get up and like, oh, I'm okay. I think I could take this guy out. No.
The cops weren't looking. They were looking the other way, and he stabbed him.
Holy shit, I would stab that guy.
See?
Wow, that guy is vicious looking.
How crazy is someone to stab him and take a chance that you're going to kill him?
You better kill him. Shit.
Neither the
He's a
promoter.
monster.
There's
And now there's no story about why the promoter stabbed him?
I don't remember. I used to know it.
Oh, well.
There's an old tape of a.
Look at that Chinese bitch is all scared of him.
Yeah.
They're petrified. There's Asian women in the ring holding flowers, and as this monster walks by them, they're like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
There's an old tape. He fought Lex Luger in a cage, and they got in the ring together. And I guess he had a beef with Lex Luger because Lex started hitting him like wrestlers do.
Yeah,
and
the fake hit.
And Bruiser Brody just stood there and stared at him, completely no-selling him.
He wasn't
And
selling.
and he hit him again, and Bruiser just looks at him like not like I'm hyping up the crowd. Just looks at him like I'm gonna kick this shit.
really legitimately fuck you up.
So
Holy shit,
So
why?
Lex ended up immediately climbing out of the top of the cage and running back to the locker room.
Is this the cage match?
I'm
right
not
here that
sure.
we're,
I saw it a
we're
long
seeing
time ago.
Here? Is that Lex
Oh,
Luger?
it has to be because this is the Bruiser Brody Lex Luger cage
Lex
match.
Luger cage match.
He got towards the end.
What
Well,
do
I
they say?
guess-
You're not selling it? That's what they call it, Sam?
Yeah, you just
Yes,
no
selling it.
You got to sell,
You know, you got to sell the work.
Well,
I just wanted to
I
know
don't
if
know
your cat Bruiser Brody pissed on your bed.
Oh, right.
no,
That's
Bruiser
how we
Brody. Bruiser Brody never. Once when he was a little kitten, he pissed on a blanket by mistake.
When?
How
old?
He was just a baby. He was still a little
He was
guy.
a what?
Kitten.
You don't really say it like
No, I know, and I just said it like that.
You say kitten? Jimmy says kitten.
that. I do. Kittens. We say they make biscuits. 'Cause
They're
they do the little
adorable.
hand thing.
Making biscuits?
That's what we call it, making biscuits. I don't know why.
That's adorable.
Yeah, the cats are making. I don't know why it was biscuits.
Because they're kneading the dough.
Yeah, when it should have been actually just, well, what they were really doing is stimulating my boyish curiosity by putting his paws into my genitals.
Giving you a hand job?
Yeah, he didn't
a little
mean to.
paw job.
Right
with
there
the
is-
tender little pads.
You could tell this doesn't look like wrestling anymore because Lex Luger is like, oh shit, what is he doing?
It's like, why is he doing this? He's not selling it.
You see, he's just like grabbing his head.
Yeah, that's.
They had a real thing with each other.
Yeah.
a beef, as they say. I gotta watch that someday. Not now, though.
I want to know why. Maybe we can find out why he stabbed him.
Yeah, if you're gonna bring it up, there,
Sam
Sam.
doesn't know.
How about
It was
we
probably
got a few details as to why.
It's probably a money issue.
Oh, you think it was some kind of money thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
It wasn't
his
like
death. Locker room before the match. Jesus. When
The booker asked him to go into the shower to discuss business.
business. Okay, all right. ran
That's
to
where
the
I discuss my
shower.
business.
Yeah,
He
always.
bent over, holding his stomach.
Yeah, and well, that's why all the wrestlers were scared of this guy. Like, wrestlers still won't talk about this because this guy's still alive because he said it was
How old is he?
self-defense.
He's got to be fucking old
The
enough where he's
promoter?
not gonna hurt.
He'll still stab somebody. The knife is young.
Is he a big guy?
Is he in a wheelchair going like this? All right, Breaking Bad reference.
But yeah, because he got off because he was like, yeah, it was self-defense. The big wrestler attacked me.
Yeah.
And so all the other wrestlers are like, oh shit, all he's got to do is stab me and say it was self-defense.
I don't think he'd get away with it in this day and age.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Poor Bruiser Brody.
Poor Bruiser
Cat
Brody.
or the guy?
What?
The cat or the guy?
Oh, the guy.
Not the kitten.
I saw. Maybe when we have to eat, but maybe we can discuss Bob's podcast, which I did last night,
Oh, I would love to hear about Bob's podcast.
which was a lot of fun. It was very smoky,
Was it?
very smoky,
What's going on there?
and
Why are you looking at pictures that might be, spoilers?
I wasn't.
All right, I'm sorry.
I was looking for a gif of Tuco's uncle.
I know.
Oh, it would be a spoiler for Jim.
for what?
That wouldn't be.
Breaking Bad.
Nah, if I could just find a tight shot
Fucking
of him.
great, man.
Okay, but
With
that-
his nose. Fucking Mexican.
You know that I didn't know this by
That was a
Chekhov
tense scene.
That,
fucking great.
Since it's been on the air, at least Cranston and Aaron Paul, they dress up like Breaking Bad characters for Halloween.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it's really funny. Actually,
That's kind of cool.
'Cause
Yeah.
one year, Walt went as Jesse and Jesse went as Walt, and I think this past year, Cranston went as Tuco's uncle.
That's a commitment to the
Yeah,
costume.
it was pretty cool. I think, and I think this year, Aaron Paul, who plays Jesse, went as his chick.
Do they go together to places?
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
don't know.
fucking
I forget
funny.
where the party is, but they go together. Yeah, it's hysterical.
That's cool.
Me and my friend would do that too.
Would you, Chip?
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think. What friend, by the way? He just makes the face. Now, I guess we're going to eat.
Yeah.
We're going to dine. Dine with us, would you? Have some breakfast, people. Open up your yaps and eat. You know, it is the most important meal of the day. It breaks the fast that you had over. All right.
Is that what that
Shut up.
stands for?
Yes. Break fast.
I didn't know what that
Because you're
meant.
fasting over the evening, and you're breaking your fast, man.
So how come it's not? I'm going to have some break the fest.
I don't know. They just kind of put it into breakfast.
Yeah. Why don't you put words like that together? I have to run work.
Yeah. Run work.
You don't say that.
Run work. No,
I
you run to work.
You have to run to work.
I don't know how that works. English is stupid.
Yeah, breakfast.
Words.
I was doing this funny joke last night about why they call fast to sleep when you're running in bed or something. You know?
That's a good one, Chip.
I know. That's why I said that.
Gosh darn it. All right. Little eats, and we'll be back after these words.
The Opie and Anthony Show presents Primetime Sam Roberts and one question with a guest we couldn't get. Reality show and porno tape vixen, Kim Kardashian.
Primetime Sam Roberts with Kim Kardashian. Kim, how often do you have to get groceries?
Once a week.
Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, you are so welcome.
This has been Primetime Sam Roberts and one question with a guest we couldn't get on the Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
Ah, yes. Now, obviously, this is for a reason. And
it's not random.
It's not random. E-Rock always coming back from the first break with some kind of musical trivia tie-in thing, which I do not have in front of me.
I know what I hope
no.
it is, though.
What's that?
I hope E-Rock is playing a singer who he's going to emulate. If you know what I mean.
Yes. E-Rock?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
no.
E-Rock. Oh, hi.
Hello.
Why are you playing this?
17 years ago today,
Sgt. Pepper. No.
Nirvana's MTV Unplugged was released.
Oh, that's a reach, isn't it?
It really is.
Not
who
impressive
Who
stat.
kind of cares?
Yeah, 25 years ago today, Alice in Chains got stranded on the Taconic Parkway. Gives a fuck.
I would have went with some Red Hot Chili Peppers because Anthony Kiedis, 49 years old today.
Well, there was another, break coming up.
No,
Oh, he's pissed. He's pissed at you. He's pissed because you spoiled his shit.
I fucked his shit up right
Yeah,
there.
oh, yeah.
I fucked his shit up. But let me tell you something. It's only the first break that really people. It's your fucking bit. It's your segment.
Sets the tone.
People know when we come back from that first break and the music plays, they want to hear why E-Rock played that
The
song.
sex bagel's getting topical.
That's right. Sponsored by Trojan Condom.
Yes.
I was going to call it E-Rock's Retro Rejoiner.
It's getting topical with the sex man.
Do you know how many fucking light bulbs just went off over people's heads when you said that? Retro rejoin.
Yeah, but you know what? I
We
like
could
Sam's
do
better
that.
now.
Getting topical with the sex
Yeah,
man.
I like that.
All right, look, that doesn't do anything. Doesn't roll off the tongue. Doesn't do anything.
Getting with Gettin. Getting
Apostrophe.
Yeah, apostrophe. Getting topical with the sex man.
With the sex man.
right.
I like it.
But he doesn't talk. He only speaks through music.
Right.
He only speaks through food.
Yeah. Yes, there's always white stuff, and people think it's Coke, but it's just him talking through powdered donuts. Looks like Tony Montana's desk, but it's delicious. I told you a long time ago. Wait, I'm hungry.
Oh, Iraq. We kid because we hate.
We hate.
No, I'm teasing, of course. We love the Iraq here, don't we?
The sex man
Guys,
is what
everyone?
we call him. Yes.
No?
No.
I got to. I brought up Roland earlier because I had a train of thought. And speaking of trains, he came in as he does every day during the first break to talk about stuff while I'm eating. I cannot convey to our audience how I fucking despise him coming in here while I'm trying to eat.
And he's been doing it for months, and you have hated it every single time.
Every fucking time.
I love when stuff comes up like this.
It finally came up because I finally remembered it after the break. Because usually I just forget shit. Yeah. Like we come back from the break and whatever, we're done. But when we go to break, that first break, all I want to do is savor my bagel-y deliciousness.
Sure.
And eat. And Roland, he's hovering like impending doom over my shoulder. Roland,
I apologize.
You do
I
understand.
am an ass.
You do understand, that first break is so important to us. It's where I get to eat and relax after that first segment of the show.
No
Is that like your first shit of the morning?
It really is. It feels
Enough
like
said.
well, the
I'll
first
never
shit is
bother you.
actually the break itself.
Enough said. I understand.
It's the big dump.
Yeah, that's what we give the audience.
Yes, our first shit of the morning is between 6 and 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you come in, but it's like you just want to converse. I understand. And I guess I should have said something. It's mostly my fault.
No, actually, it's the management's technique. They brainwashed us how to do it. The management.
Okay. He does sound very funny when he talks.
What were you talking about? What business do we have to do? We have
I think it was the whole thing with fucking asshole not showing up today.
Yeah.
But he said he wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, Opie.
Oh no!
That's not nice.
Oh,
why would
goodness
you call him
gracious! That you see now people are going to tweet.
They should. I mean,
Of
Why would
course
you
they
say that?
should.
He made plans.
I meant.
Stupid Chris
what's his name?
Matthews.
Chris Matthews. That's.
By the
guy.
way, we knew Oprah was going to take off, so we were like, should we come in or not? But then we had Chris Matthews. We're like, fuck it, we'll come in. So that fucking asshole.
Yeah.
That fucking asshole. We were going to take off today, but we said we can't pass up that interview because he's
Chris Matthews.
Yeah, and then
he's
Chuck
a newsmaker and shaker.
Chuck Palahniuk we didn't have yet. So I'm so annoyed at Chris Matthews, that stupid fucking flaming lefty on MSNBC.
I was
Annoys me.
hoping to, put up the Dukes.
That's probably why he didn't want to come in.
Getting a little, little rapple with him.
Exactly. He'll talk to somebody else who's exactly the same.
A
fucking
slobber knocker. Oh my God, King! Look at that.
that sounds
Yeah, I would
exciting.
have. Yeah, I know. Slobber knocker is always exciting.
I like that.
I would have liked to have a little debate. Little debate.
I'll let him plug a book. What's next? You gonna write about fucking Lyndon Johnson's bunions? Or you have a book about Gerald Ford's hats? Gives a fuck. Been a million Kennedy. You're not breaking new ground in 2011.
What does anybody know what he's selling
What's
in
his
this
angle?
book? What's his angle on a Kennedy book? Because unless it's
Exactly.
a description of all of Rose Kennedy's black dresses,
Yeah.
I don't think there's.
Nobody gives a shit.
No one gives a shit.
Unless he has a picture of John Kennedy who used to blog about his shits before it was popular. He would just type on the typewriter and send them out to nowhere about his big logs.
Imagine the action he could have gotten with fucking the internet.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
Even Clinton. I mean, these guys are too
I know,
smart. They
yeah.
don't send emails, though.
Yeah,
Can't-
but early on, people, so many politicians have tripped over their dick on the internet. It's
true.
It's fucking. I wonder how high that would go, though. Because you know what happened during the real rise of the internet and a lot of the shit that went on. Bush was in office, and he was such a Christian fucking born again that he wouldn't have done things. But imagine having someone like Clinton in there when the internet really got cranking. If he there would have been if he would have fucked it because he fucked up without the internet.
I think they said as president he only sent one email.
Really?
Yeah.
Clinton?
But when a guy like Clinton, he doesn't have to. All he has to do is beckon for somebody and get what he wants. It's like
That's true, but you know what? It just must be so tempting.
Oh God, yeah.
Got to be tempting. I'm the leader of the free world. He's just fucking. He's the guy, and you have that ability to reach out and pull in any hose bag you want.
Yeah, he doesn't need to send pictures of his dick. He doesn't need to do any of that stuff.
Maybe it wouldn't have been a fatty, like Lewinsky. Everyone's missing Clinton these days, aren't they?
Oh man,
everyone's missing Clinton. They don't miss Bush as much as they miss Clinton, but they're missing Bush even, you know. But everybody's like looking back at Clinton's presidency, like, wow, that was great.
The economy was
Remember?
good, right?
Yeah, the economy. Well, his whole platform is it's the economy stupid. Remember that? It's the economy stupid, and that was like his whole platform. And now it's so far in the shitter, and there's not even a glimmer of how this could be brought back out of the shitter. That we're looking back at Clinton's administration, being like, yeah, there was no debt, there was a fucking surplus, and then Bush came in and the wars and everything. I understand. Don't give me shit. I get it. People love to say, well, your guy Bush, here's your boy. He's the guy that rang up the fucking dead. It's like, I know.
Looking back in hindsight about the wars and all that stuff.
Turn around, let me see.
How has that's Heine sight?
Oh, adorable.
Yeah, turkey foot. How all these money we spent on these wars and stuff?
Yeah.
My life hasn't changed 1 ounce for the better. Gas is more expensive.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed except we spent a lot of money.
The only thing
I don't care about the Middle East.
But the only thing you can really think is the things that didn't happen.
That's true.
Which, you know, who knows how many...
We should bomb Saudi Arabia then.
Yeah, I know. That's where they all came out of. But who knows how many terrorist events were stopped because Al-Qaeda leadership was blown out of fucking their shoes.
Probably none from Iraq. Maybe it's
the Iraq thing was... believe me, we were all hoodwinked with the Iraq thing. I don't think there was one person that didn't want to go in there when all that intel came out that, you know, they had the mobile fucking lab, like Breaking Bad with the trailer, with the fucking Winnebago cooking meth. They had the mobile fucking weapons lab and weapons of mass destruction, and then they go in, and it turns out to be, not there. I'm repeating history. Everyone knows. I understand, but so I'm not sure about that. The Afghanistan thing, I think we had to do.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if we needed to be there for 10 fucking years, but yeah, I think we had to do that. The cost, did it outweigh the risk of not doing it? It's hard to say. At this point, it cost a lot of fucking money. Yeah, put us in huge debt, but...
And we're going to lose in Afghanistan. Nothing is going to change. The Taliban has been there. They're going to be right there again.
The second we leave, it's going to be just like when the Russians left. The fucking Soviet Union was in there during, a pretty strong period of their tenure.
And they were brutal. They didn't have the same fucking wishy-washy attitude we have here. They were fucking harsh, man.
Women, children, they're bombing the fuck out of stuff, and they couldn't fucking win. I mean, we were supplying, the other side with weapons, so, which are now being used against us. Great. But, yeah. But they couldn't do anything. And the second we pull out of there, it's just going to... I don't think anything's been done to permanently change that fucking place. So, yeah, we really ought to get the fuck out of the Middle East.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah. Just leave it the fuck alone. Leave. Pull back to our borders and, let the intel do the work.
And just hang out in Atlantic City.
I like that. When?
January. I have an announcement to make, but I'll do it at the end.
No, you should do it now.
Oh, well.
Because people were actually clamoring, asking. I remember I was listening to the shit show yesterday.
Yes.
Well, it's the after show, but I call it the shit show. And a lot of people were bothered that you never made the announcement.
We did at the very end.
I did at the end.
You think I listened to the whole thing?
You
the
have to
second
listen.
I pull up in the driveway, I turn the radio dial, and literally I go, yuck! Yuck! And just click it off.
Jim came on and made the announcement at the end of the show. You have to listen to the whole show.
See, I didn't hear that part.
All right, well,
what do you got, Jimmy?
Antisocial comedy. We're doing it again this year. The lineup has changed, and again, I said yesterday, there's no bad reasons. Bill Burr will not be with us, but that's Bill's choice because he's doing solo
a cunt.
stuff.
No,
yes.
I understand.
We just did the hair thing was wrecking all the photos, that red shit. But no, he's just doing solo stuff, and Brewer's doing family stuff. And it's just so we got it's myself, Dave Attell, Doug Stanhope. Artie Lang is now the lineup.
That's a fucking lineup.
Yeah, it's Artie's return to doing big
Holy
shows.
Shit.
We know it's going to sell. January 14th, Saturday. It's one show. Pre-sale is tomorrow morning on Comcasttix, COMCASTTIX.com. And I don't know if there's a password to access. Is antisocial, I think. That's the
Antisocial?
password, yeah. And then
It's like Uncle Social or something, too.
Yeah, antisocial. I'm like, what do you got an aunt and uncle? You just said that.
How's Artie doing? Good?
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
heard his show with Nick, but the times I've seen him,
Yeah.
like I've talked to him a lot in the last couple of months. And
Don't mention that. We don't mention that. We don't talk about those guys because they got a show. And we don't. Love Twitter people.
Yeah, no.
By that, I mean, I hate them.
He's he's doing well. I mean, he
Yeah.
was doing spots at the Cellar, and I haven't heard his show with DePaulo, but I hear it's going very well. So.
Yeah. Well, with those two, it's got to be fucking great.
I know. They're on, I think, every night.
It's two fucking raging racist assholes.
Yeah, they're on, what are they on, Fox Sports?
Is that where it is?
I don't know. It's 10 to 1, I think, which for me is an impossibility because I get up.
Yeah.
So do you.
I fucking hate it. So now you did Bobby's podcast, I guess. Last night, and that's in his house.
Yeah, I texted him because I was hungry. I wanted to go out and eat sushi.
Well, he's the guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's the
Gotta be
go-to
food
guy.
around.
But he was doing a bunch of podcasts, and he goes, "Dude, come over,
Dude,
because I'm with Bailey J, and she's a fan, and she won Transsexual Performer of the Year."
Oh, okay. I was wondering where that came in because I didn't recognize the name.
Yeah, well, I did.
Transsexual what?
Performer of the Year.
All right, let me see. What is this?
Bailey J.
All right, let's see full picture. Full pic. Holy shit.
Nice.
That's kind of a chick with a dick.
Yeah.
That really isn't, aside from the cock, aside from that giant bent dick and droopy balls, that's not a bad looking chick.
Not at all. She's no, that's the fucking she's,
Wow, look at that. We're looking at a picture now of Bailey J pulling down her panties just to the dick line, and got a nice set of tits, there is a cock there. Nice hair, those straight bangs, nice straight black hair, kind of a chick face, right?
Yeah. She's
there.
Probably the most convincing one I've seen. But
All right, that doesn't look that good.
I went over there.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
And she was she's married. She has like I guess they heard
Look,
her.
it's got a cock. Stop. Okay,
What?
it's got to stop with the she.
She's
That
a
is a
she.
giant dick.
So what do you do when
and
someone
droopy balls?
What do you do when someone converts to Judaism? You don't call them a Jew? Of course you do.
Oh, well, that's not quite converting to Judaism.
Exactly.
That is a giant, massive, bent dick.
But so I get over there. Look at a lovely lady she has. Little tattoos. Look at her.
Look at the cock on that bitch.
You're always focusing on the negative.
Oh,
Look at the smile. But no, I get over there and it's she smokes and her husband smokes. Hey, holding her penis. Look, what a lovely girl.
What are you going to do as a girl? Just a nice lady holding its dick.
So I get over there and it's Bobby, who's not smoking still.
Good for him.
Bailey J, her husband Matt, and fucking DeRosa. And Bailey, Matt, and DeRosa are fucking smoking up a storm. I forgot what it's like to be around cigarettes.
Yeah, it's not fun. Man.
Yeah, and so we sat in, and and DeRosa was drinking Jack and Coke. I think DeRosa's an alcoholic, by the way. And she's fucking hilarious.
Really?
Hilarious. I guess her and her husband do a podcast. And
Her husband?
Yeah, they're legitimately married.
Wait. So it's a guy married to a guy.
No, it's a husband married to Bailey J.
Yeah, but Bailey J's a guy.
Oh, you're so silly. Yeah, but she says that.
Oh, really?
She's like, yeah, I got a dick. She's great. She's really, really.
What does he sound like? Is it a manly voice?
No.
No?
No, but really funny. Like, not at all like bent out of shape about the fucking being.
The dick is.
Well, yeah. Fair enough.
Really?
Not at all like, don't call me that. Do not call me this. You know.
Oh, so you could fair
shit,
game, everything?
Fuck, yeah. But very, very fun. So it was actually fun to do the podcast. And DeRosa is fucking in love with Bailey J.
Wow.
Fucking DeRosa.
He was like all smitten?
Yes. I didn't know this whole backstory, but apparently DeRosa.
Backside story.
Yeah, fucking DeRosa liked Bailey J. And
Wow.
Bob didn't tell him that Bailey
no
was married.
Fucking, married. I
no,
thought,
he knew.
holy shit! I was thinking, didn't tell him that
No,
Bailey
that-
has a cock.
But he didn't. Oh, see, DeRosa mentioned liking transsexuals before. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, this one.
Joe DeRosa.
And Bailey, he didn't know Bailey was married. So it was really fun. He had his heart broken.
Heart-wrenching for Joe.
And at the end of it, it was a 2.5-hour podcast. I went over there an hour into it and hung for like an hour and 20 minutes. And at the end of it, I wanted to go home and read Ace Frehley's book, like literally. But they were going out for
reading,
a drink. And Joe said, do you want to come? Like he took Bailey and her husband out for a drink. Like I know he was hoping.
Do you think he would suck Bailey's cock?
I don't know what he would do. I think.
How far do you think DeRosa would go with a tranny?
I don't know. I mean, if he's a good guy, why wouldn't he? What are you going to fucking just? Why not just throw your money out the window?
Because it is a dick. Let's be fucking frank here. It is a dick.
Yeah, and a car's a hunk of metal with wheels. You know, and
I'm just saying, like, where's the line? Where all right, looks like a chick. Look, we're looking at video. Bailey's coming out from a room. Is there a sound here? Can we hear a voice? Let's pop that up there, Samuel. Let's hear. All right. Bailey's.
I guess she doesn't feel like talking.
No, Bailey's going to not be able to talk in a second because I think Bailey's going to have a dick in his mouth. A little kissing going on. A little tummy kisses.
It's like the Raging Bull scene. Give the boo-boo kiss. Kiss the booba.
And then, look at that. A gentleman has what you call a hard-on. And Bailey is going to dig down deep. Now, where's the line where it becomes gay? If you're, let's say, a Joe DeRosa, you're smitten with this Bailey. Bailey's got a big hog, a dick, and droopy fucking man balls, but all the rest is female-ish. Like, where does it go? If you suck on a tit, if you grab a tit, if you grab an ass.
That's the point.
And then what? Jimmy just goes, throw caution to the wind.
You know, what do you analyze everything in life? You fucking just because you watch the game doesn't mean you're a baseball player.
Oh, okay. So
I don't know what that means.
Well, I kind of got something from that.
Yeah.
So you're saying anything goes with someone like Bailey, and it's not gay?
Well, I don't know if anything goes.
All right. What about? Oh, wow, spit, nice, handy. All right. Now is that gay? If Bailey wants to spit in Bailey's hand and jerk you off like that, is that gay?
It would be unacceptable to refuse.
Unacceptable as a heterosexual man to refuse that.
Saying no, it would be considered a faux pas.
a social faux pas.
Faux pas.
It's an insult in some
If
cultures.
I may, absolutely.
Penalized by death.
Oh, country's tranny crazy. Who are we kidding?
So, wow. All right, now there's something going on. I guess Bailey is now bent over.
And someone with a bent penis who's trying to hold it and make it look bigger than it is. That old trick. When they grab it at the base. You ever do that? You ever grab your dick and balls to make it look like it's all shaft?
Well,
faker.
You could fake with some pubis in your hand and make it seem like you're getting an extra 4 fingers of length on that. Yeah. Who wouldn't do that, though, to add a little on?
I don't.
Oh,
I just don't
a little giggle from Bailey.
I don't put a...
Now this, Jimmy, what would you say? Bailey's on her knees, and this gentleman is now putting his penis in her asshole.
Yeah.
Gay?
No, I mean, it's the natural progression of things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
gay.
checking.
No, it's gay. If it's gay, if all of a sudden Bailey has a beard and you watch the game, what are you, queer? Cut it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a little ass fucking. As long as depends on what you do after. It all depends on what you do after.
Bailey's wearing some of those high pigtaily things, which looks good. And Bailey actually, for a man, doesn't have a bad ass.
Yeah,
because it is a fucking man. Let's all be real.
But Bailey will say that. I was really. I imagine that I actually want to do the podcast because it wasn't like, oh, she's funny for a tranny or she's funny for she was legitimately funny. Legitimately had a good time just fucking hanging out with her, and her husband is fucking laid back.
Were you like turned on at all?
No.
No?
Why? No. She was just cool. I mean, it's really weird with people in porn. Like, I've met so many of them, and there's been some that I'm like,
that's kind of special, though. That's
No, but I met I know a lot of the transsexual performers too. I know a lot. I don't know any of the gay ones, but I know transsexuals and a lot of the women and a lot of the guys I've met. And it's like
that's weird. I'm sorry, that's just weird.
I just
there's a chick jerking off. What is that?
What is that? It's fun for the whole. It's fun for everyone. Jesus Christ! What do you do if someone brings you fucking steak and ice cream? Go, no, get rid of all those. You can't have. No, you enjoy.
Wow. Shoots a fucking hefty load all over his tits.
She was saying yesterday
so bizarre.
She was saying yesterday that she doesn't come much because I guess she took a little hormones or something. Her tits are pretty good though. Yeah.
No, that was a good batch.
Yeah.
For a guy with tits.
I've actually never seen anything she's done. I know who she is because she's very well known. I've seen her face many times, but I've never seen any scene she's done. This is actually the only first one I'm watching.
Are there any before pictures? Because what did that look like,
I don't
Danny?
know.
Beforehand. Oh, well, getting jerked off.
No, we got to see the
guys
facial.
will just come into anything.
Yeah.
Guys will fucking come in anything. My God. Oh, that's Bailey before? Oh, shit.
Oh, she shows the pictures or not?
All right, you could kind of... Yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
That picture there, it looks like kind of a dykey girl. But that's a boy?
But it's a really weird subject. Like, I haven't spoken to that many... Wow, oh, she's actually holding the picture up. She kind of embraces it and doesn't care, which is it makes it... I think her name was Brian when she was her guy name. Yeah, but she doesn't give a fuck.
Some fucking trick-or-treater kid came to the door yesterday. Had to be fucking, I don't know, like fucking 11, 12 years old. And it was a boy dressed as Dora the Explorer.
Oh, that's fun.
With a wig on and everything and just looked like a fucking girl. And I was looking just going, yeah, that's going to end up.
I would have just started them off and thrown money right in his bag. Believe me, this will happen to you plenty of times.
I was just thinking that kid's dad's probably in for a little bit of a letdown if he thinks he's getting that football player or baseball player.
You're not getting that sports contract.
No.
But the podcast, I don't know when it's going to go up. It's going to go up in 2 parts because it was so long, but it was fucking really... But listening to Bob... Because Bob is such a crass idiot. It's really fun to listen to him try to be endearing as a host because he's just a jerk.
It is his show, yeah. How is he as a host?
He's good.
Is he good?
I mean, yeah. And Bob's just a funny dude, but it's just to hear he just doesn't know, like what jokes are appropriate. You know,
really?
Yeah, he's like that guy.
The doddering fool.
Yeah. You're taking a cock in your asshole. It's like, Bob,
Oh, Bob, you could have said that differently.
He's funny, though.
Gotten the same point across. But they were all smoking up. And did you just reek of smoke when you left?
Yeah, I forgot what it was like to be around, especially because Bob lives on the first floor. It's like, Bobby, have them go outside and smoke because I forgot what it's like to be around that much. My throat was hurting.
Yeah.
And whatever. It's one night, so what? But I used to live like that.
Yeah,
like,
everyone
I forgot.
did, yeah.
That was remember when you come home, you wouldn't even know your clothes smelled like smoke.
Next morning.
It was what it was.
You'd wake up the next fucking morning and just be reeking.
My dad used to say that, like, oh, you smoke, it gets all over your clothes, and I never understood what he meant when I smoked. Then when you quit, you're like, oh, fuck, man.
I was one of the guys when New York put in the law that you couldn't smoke in bars anymore. I was like, man, they shouldn't do that, man. We have the right to bloody blah. And now, going into a bar, it's so much better to not. As a performer, I couldn't imagine like you guys getting up on stage and just having wafting smoke as you're talking the whole time.
It's annoying. And some places like you go to, I did Tampa, and not in the showroom, the Improv, but I think at the bar after the Late Show they could smoke a little bit. But usually they're pretty good these days where they might have one smoking show. Years ago they had like one non-smoking show, the 8 o'clock Saturday or whatever.
Oh, shit.
And then it went to 2 non-smoking shows. And I think as a performer now, if there's smoking, a lot of times I will be the dick and go, no smoking shows.
Yeah.
I'm not doing smoke. Because I'm so not used to it anymore that it really does bother my throat. And when you got to do fucking 5 hours over a weekend like I do at the Stress Factory this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's not about that. 732-545. Ha ha. That's your business.
Why bother?
But I'm not used to that fucking cigarette smoke anymore. Man.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I don't even like walking out past. Call me a faggot. I don't even like walking past people smoking outside the building, which is way down, by the way. You notice, like, you don't see as many fucking people outside the buildings clamoring around each other smoking. It's I guess more people just not fucking smoking.
But it's one of the rare cases where, like, I don't like the government thinking for people, But I guess the reason they're saying is because the tobacco companies fucking lied for so long. They kind of had anything they got coming to them.
Yeah.
And, all these fucking liberal, I got really mad at them, like fucking thinking for everybody, but they made it so socially unacceptable. Airports, you can't smoke anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just easier to not.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is something that's going to put a fucking tumor on your throat and lung. And if you could smoke in a room and no one had to smell it but you.
Right.
Dude, I don't care if you eat, how about this? If you eat cigarettes, I'm all for it. Eat them. I don't care.
Because I won't get any.
I don't
right.
get any. Or if you only smoke in your house,
Yeah.
good. Smoke all you want.
That's the thing is you never realize like that secondhand smoke thing and
disgusting.
how fucking awful it is until they got rid of people being able to smoke in public because it was fucking awful. And it's not like with drinking, you could drink and be an obnoxious asshole and even get in a car and drive into somebody. And there are laws against that. You can't do that.
Right.
So smoking, it turned out, is fucking people up that aren't smoking, but they weren't doing something. They weren't doing anything about it for years, for fucking years. And now it's like, go fuck yourself. Smoke in your house.
I actually worry about my friends when they're smoking. Like, I'm happy Voss quit. He's chewing that dumb gum. I'm still happy quit smoking.
Maybe him.
Yeah.
Maybe we should not. Maybe he should still smoke.
Yeah, maybe. Or just put the lid ends in his mouth. Stupid idiot. And Bobby, I'm really happy Bobby quit.
Yeah.
And he's off. Like, I think Attell still smokes. I worry about him. It's like I'm becoming an old lady where I'm worrying about my friends now.
It's probably the single worst thing you could do to yourself.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to see my friends smoking.
Aside from like overeating or eating poorly and not exercising.
Cigarettes are worse.
Have to be the worst thing you could fucking do to yourself.
Terrible, man. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And there's no benefit to it. Did Dice start smoking again? I heard he did.
He was smoking. He fucking came. Yeah, look, it's not fucking 1985 anymore. He comes in here and lights up a fucking cigarette in the studio. And this is when you weren't in. And I was fucking like, no, get him. I'm not going to sit here in a fucking studio full of smoke.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if he wants to smoke. Or,
Didn't we used to smoke at NEW sometimes?
Oh, I was smoking like a madman at NEW. I used to go out.
How do we deal with that? Because Opie's a total non-smoker.
Yeah, I used to go out into the that little.
Oh,
nook.
not in the. Oh, okay.
No, not in the studio.
Okay.
I would smoke like during commercial breaks. I'd run out and smoke in the corner.
Okay.
There was a fan up there. We used to just fucking puff away and drink beer.
I remember being in the hallway smoking, like where Stinky would smoke.
Yeah,
pot.
yeah, in the stairwell.
And I remember that's where I had my last cigarette. Thanks to you.
Yep.
You scolded me. You shamed me into it. Just throwing a fucking pack out.
Yeah, because you were like, I think after this pack, I'm gonna quit. It's like, no, quit now.
Anthony
now.
may have fucking saved my life because I had
Jimmy.
one more cigarette.
Oh, you probably have AIDS. So
Exactly.
I didn't do anything.
I know. Believe me, I started smoking other things a lot more. Thanks, Daddy. We got it, Jim. Same joke 2 times. Fucking Chip Nortonson. But I'm happy I quit. I said, I have one more Parliament, man. That was the last one, so,
Yeah.
Fuck, Dr. Formica. And that was December, I think, 7th of 2001.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I used to do it all the time. Like, the fucking, what it does to your, like, it was just so harsh coughing. And
do you have any urge anymore to smoke? Is it like, do you ever get, because I don't get any fucking inkling that I ever want to smoke a cigarette anymore.
I'll get the occasional. I mean, Bill made a good point yesterday about how you guys would brush against funny and keep going.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the way it is an urge for me to drink or to smoke or to get high.
Still drink, too?
Very rarely. Like a brush against urge. Like, oh, man, that would be. But it goes away quickly.
I slam into it head first.
You really do.
I Billy Martin into it.
You come through like Freddy Krueger on the wall. Just fucking, you kind of barrel straight ahead. Yeah. Oh, an energy wrap.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Danny.
So I really, occasionally, but you got to think it through. And I always feel good that I didn't smoke. I'm always, once in a while, you'll see somebody outside LAX, and I couldn't be fucking happier.
Do you think I'm still not going to eat it?
Drop this wrap on the floor.
A fucking peanut butter, fucking banana energy wrap, and the rug.
The floor.
Yeah,
I couldn't be happier if that was an IED in your lap.
It hit on like the perfect spot where it didn't get any
no
like carpet.
dirt?
Nah, no carpet fuzz or
No
pubes or
fucking
anything.
Oh, your mother's cunt then.
Fucking Bobo pubes are in that.
Luckily.
Fucking.
I can't imagine that you still even have the urge to drink at any time.
The occasional. It's very rare.
Yeah?
But, I'm a sick person. I get that I certainly don't do as
That's
many
so
things as I
weird.
should, many 12-step meetings as I should.
Like, that just is odd to me, like, because you haven't for so long, you'd think it would just go away.
But it does. It's
Yeah.
gone. But occasionally it pokes its head up. It's very rare, though. And that's the beautiful thing. It's because it's not like an obsession. If it was still an obsession, I never would have lived like this.
Is it an urge for the taste, for a buzz, for the... Like, what do you miss
Hard to
about
say.
it?
After I get off the plane, even most times I don't think about it, but sometimes at LAX you walk outside, and there's just something, because I remember getting to LAX the first time. It's funny, we all went out to audition with Caroline, was our manager, was like 95. Patrice was with me, fucking me. And no updates on Patrice, by the way. People keep asking me. We will let you know as we know. And I'm not brushing by it. I just don't know.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, we're obviously fucking obsessed with it. We just don't know. But it was a bunch of us, and we went out to audition at the Improv. And getting off that plane and having that cigarette. So now every once in a while I go to LAX, and it hits me for a minute, like how nice that would be to stand there and smoke. But then it goes away by the time I'm in the car, because my breath would stink, my clothes would stink, I'd be coughing, and then the second cigarette's disgusting.
Is it the consequences of it that makes you or not do it, or is it just you just don't think about it more than a second?
A little bit of everything. The idea that I don't want to be like, sex for me is bad enough, and pornography. Like, believe me, you think the idea the dopamine need went away? No,
it just went somewhere else.
It's all coming through my right arm and my stomach and my nipple.
You know, Jimmy, I hear when you give something up, something else takes its place, and maybe you can exercise, and that would take the place of certain
Mother was
things.
so right.
Mother,
If I had listened to Mother on that Dr. Phil call, I'd have fucking an 8-pack right now on my forehead. I'd be in such good shape. The way I jerk off, it's nonstop. Yeah, all I do is edge. My life is edging.
Edging.
Yeah. So it's like I'm still an addict in that way.
You really think that's an addiction?
I know it is. As sure as I know, I'm sitting at this concert.
Jesus.
It's not even debatable. It is 100%.
It's masturbatable. Oh, stop it.
Yeah, what are you saying? You master debating or something? Where's your slave debating? It absolutely is an addiction. There's no doubt in my mind. The risks I've taken in my life to do what? Again, the example I heard with drinking when I was many years ago and just quitting. And somebody raised such a dumb but good point. They're like, if you don't think it's like a sickness or a disease or an addiction, like, look what it does to you. The way you drive, or it makes you vomit. Imagine if broccoli did that to you. Every time you ate broccoli, you vomited, or you got violent, or you got arrested.
Wonderful.
You'd never eat fucking broccoli again. You'd go, I'm not having that.
Be buying broccoli every day, just eating it.
Fuck a fat chicken on broccoli.
I'd love it.
But it's like, it was such a good, like, oh yeah, that's right. I would never do it again. Why would I do it? Oh, right. I'm addicted. The sex, when I sleep better when I'm not jerking off. Like, literally, jerking off keeps me awake. Like, I've been on 3 hours sleep every night.
Now, normally, it makes people fall asleep.
Yeah, but my mind is like, it keeps me going. Whereas when I'm not jerking off, when I'm on a run of a week or two without jerking off, I sleep better. I fucking focus more. I really do.
Fucked up.
Yeah, man, it's much healthier.
Doesn't make sense.
But I'm not going to fucking jerk off and drive into a pole.
Well, that's
or
true.
get cirrhosis.
Yeah.
Or black out. Believe
so
me.
what makes that addiction, is that the only thing that makes that addiction more acceptable to you personally? Is that it doesn't have that consequence, that instant consequence of, you're drunk and you have a knife and you're running down the street, or you're smoking a cigarette and it's going to give you lung cancer. It's harmless as far as what it's doing physically to you. I mean, you're not fucking your body up. You're probably helping your prostate, if anything. So to you, why is that? Why is it different?
Because anytime, well, it's only different because it's like you can't be abstinent. Sex is harder. It's like food. You can't be abstinent. As much as I've joked about, you big, fat, annoying people, like, I empathize with that because it's fucking impossible to be abstinent from food or to be abstinent from sex. So how do you do it healthy?
Yeah, with booze, you could stop and never drink again.
Much
if you had to drink a little bit of booze every day,
God, dude,
it would probably be a problem.
Fuck yeah.
But I could see like food being a huge issue.
Food's harder than sex, obviously, because you have to eat to survive.
Yeah.
Sex is a very difficult one because if you're in a relationship and you have good sex, like with my ex and I, we had good sex. And it's like, how do you not watch porn when you're talking dirty to your girlfriend really well? Then it segues into porn. But you know what? I would go on these things where I would stop watching porn totally, but then she and I would start talking because I'd be away. So I wouldn't be I'd be talking to her. And it was so fucking dirty, but then like we get off the phone or whatever, and I start, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a really fucking hard one I can't control it.
What would you think? Okay, take somebody that looks at as much porn, jerks off just as much, but doesn't consider himself and really isn't considered addicted. What's the difference between someone that just loves jerking off, loves looking at porn, loves edging, but isn't considered an addict?
Well, I think the issue would be the definition of addict, in that not it's like just because you don't consider yourself an addict doesn't matter. And I'm not saying, and the people get mad when you talk about this, like, I just jerk off, well, I'm not an addict. Maybe you are, and just accept it. Like, don't. I'm not saying you're a shithead for being an addict or you have to change it, but don't. If you jerk off in the fucking same stratosphere as much as I do, believe me, you're hooked, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's not, because it becomes anytime it's an obsession or it takes priority, like an unhealthy priority. Like when you're.
Now, how is it unhealthy? Has it ever affected a job?
Yes.
Really?
Fucking, you know how many times I've been fucking late to the cellar because I'm jerking off? Dude! Fucking the risks you take riding around, like, you know, and I don't ride around looking at horses anymore at all, but like the risks, the social fucking thing of getting arrested, the diseases, all these fucking risks you take. So instead of just fucking, I know I could get a hot chick and date her and fuck and have a good time, or be careful and responsible and still get off. So why am I acting like a fucking lunatic? It's not normal.
It's so weird because it just seems like guys in and of themselves love how that feels.
Yes.
So, like, who wouldn't want to just keep coming and fucking get girls and look at porno and jerk off? I think that's a lot of guys.
I'm not saying that makes you an addict. I'm saying, to me, what makes you an addict is, and that's everybody's individual line, I guess, whatever. You don't want to, if you're not an addict, whatever. It's when it takes priority over other things. Like when I literally am such a fucking psycho. When I'm reading these books, I will read 15 pages of Ace's book, and I'll stop and I'll jerk off for a little bit, and then I'll fucking watch. What's that?
To the pictures in the middle of the book?
Yes, I'm like, Spaceman. Cumsies for Spaceman. You know, I think how great he was in Shock Me, and I fucking paint my fucking ankles. But then I'll watch a little bit of Boardwalk Empire. It's just constantly having to juggle so I don't just jerk off.
Wow.
Like, and literally how much writing. I had to write a book.
Okay.
I had to write I Hate Your Guts at the Comedy Cellar because left to my own devices on my computer, I am so addicted I cannot focus long enough to write.
God damn. Okay, that seems...
I can't do it.
Very distracting.
Very extraordinarily distracting.
Damn.
So that's, to me, why I know I am. And my whole life I've been. I used to have my fucking friend and his sister sit on my face when I was in second grade, and he was in second grade, and she was in, because they both pissed their pants. And I used to like the way it smelled. And in pants, I would lay behind the shrubs, and he would sit on my face. I would just smell it. And his sister would, too, like later.
It's weird, though. Is it? Okay, that might be pushing it.
It started there. And then it just progressed. It wasn't normal exploration.
Because as a kid, I loved, like, sexual shit. I fucking... I loved it. In kindergarten, there was a girl down the street, and we used to go into her shed behind her house and show each other our heinies. She was in kindergarten. I was 20. But it was of course. Why wouldn't I? No, we used to do that when we were both in kindergarten. Thank you very much. But and that was sex. That was like having sex as a kid. You're just like, oh, I don't know why this is great, just looking at her ass.
Yeah.
But it's fucking great. I have no understanding as to why it was great. But and then growing up, I mean, I was always just kind of obsessed with that whole thing. But not to the length where I got to sit there in the middle of reading a book, stop and yank my crank.
Yeah, being horny and fucking childhood shit, that's all normal. But like the fact that I would go out every month and I would fucking ritualistically steal magazines and then go home, and I would never look at them until I got home because it was harder for me to come. The fact that I had to have I had to see them for the first time. I had to have hookers get in for all this bizarre ritualistic
It's like a
shit.
ritual, that goes with it.
You have to break, right?
Yeah, we got to take a break.
Sure.
Chuck Palahniuk is downstairs. He's going to be coming up. What's his new book, Damned?
Yes.
Damned. Of course, he wrote Fight Club, too.
And there's
Everyone
a devil
remembers that
man
one.
on the front.
Oh, it's very frightening indeed. We're going to talk to him about that and other things. We'll take a break and be right back.
Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
Oh. Anything? E-Rock? No? Just figured it was...
I think I know, actually.
Oh.
Are you doing this because of my Stress Factory weekend coming up? Thursday. I don't know if any tickets are sold for this weekend. Next weekend is Brokerage in Long Island if you're in town.
Hey, there he is. How you doing, sir? Jack.
Hi. How are you?
Come sit.
Chuck.
Oh, you have a cold?
Oh, no, I'm going through puberty.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
the killer is
Time
one
to
of you
change.
here now.
It's time to rearrange. How you doing?
It's like a menopause cold.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Nothing.
I don't want to get
worse.
sick.
No.
You'll be
I'm
fine.
I'm at the end.
Now, my immune system's amazing. I haven't worn a condom in 15 years. Believe me. You can cough in my face. I'm fine.
Just spent a lifetime building up that immune
No,
system. did you?
I laugh at the flu. So congratulations on the we just got it, like literally 20 minutes ago. They handed us this book.
And
So
you
we-
read it?
Bastards.
Yeah, I was very quick read. I really think I grabbed it though. I just kind of,
So I can
Yeah.
say anything about it once, and you won't even know.
I would have no idea.
No.
I'll
We
do
just
that.
kind of looked at the. Yeah, you could always look at the back and read that little thing on the back cover and go, I got the whole thing. Got it down.
That's about what people
I
do.
got it knocked. What's this one about?
This one is about a 13-year-old girl who is
Oh,
dead.
right. Stop right there.
A dead girl.
Oh, okay. Even
A
better.
dead, belligerent.
It gets hotter.
It's the Lovely Bones played for laughs.
Oh, okay. That's. So it's a 13-year-old girl, dead.
Dead.
And
she thinks she's dead from a drug overdose, but really she's dead. She can't come to terms with the fact that she was hideously, hideously killed.
Wow, that's
Second act reveal.
kind of heavy.
How Madison Spencer bites it in a hotel suite in the Beverly Wilshire.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit. Okay, that sounds pretty.
Yeah, it's all really funny.
Pretty
It's
bad.
okay.
yeah. All right. And where did this little tidbit come from?
Oh, you don't want to know. Don't take us there. Don't take us to the darkness yet.
Yeah?
No. It's
I mean, out of your head. Yeah?
no, not
There's
yet.
no place where
Not
it
yet. Not yet.
could have
Is that the worst question someone can ask? you? 'Cause I don't-
metastasized in your head?
No, because it's all of my books come from hideous, horrible. Usually,
Do they
somebody
really?
dies. Yeah, always.
Is it personal experience or just your thoughts?
No, it's personal experience. Always. Yeah.
Did you know a 13-year-old girl that died horribly?
Oh, you're really going to take us right there.
I
right
want to go right down
to the
diving
emotional
into the
kernel
deep end
of my soul.
Indeed, I have to know where this comes from.
Okay, you really. Okay,
It
you
sounds
asked for
like
you asked for
because
it.
I'm like
In 2008, when the Choke movie was coming out, which is about a son trying to save his dying mother, and it's a comedy about a son trying to save his dying mother.
comedy.
And I had to go on the road and promote this movie about a son trying to save his dying mother. My mother got lung cancer, and she
shit.
spent that whole year dying very slowly. And I had to go from movie premiere about a comedy about the situation to real life tragedy, the chemo lounge and the bedside death room and the hospice. And so, taking care of my dying mother, thank you very much for bringing this up, scraping the scab off
Look,
my soul.
I didn't know that was going to go that deep and dark.
Where did you
And-
think the 13-year-old dead girl was going to come from? A banana split that he dropped?
That is all right. That's some heavy duty shit right there.
Well,
Definitely.
and the whole point is I didn't want to write some sad book about some middle-aged guy mourning both of his parents because they're both gone. So
Yeah.
I could turn it around and make it a funny book about a dead kid missing her parents because secretly at heart I am a 13-year-old girl. And
Who isn't?
All right.
and it's okay. It can be funny because they're still alive.
So that wow, that's sort of an abstract way of twisting it around. I'm so literal, like I can't think in terms like that. I
You're just not a
admire-
good liar.
No, I admire that though because I'm so fucking literal whenever I try to come up with a story or anything like that. But to be able to turn it into this weird opposite thing, where it's a 13-year-old girl mourning the loss of her parents because she's dead. Like how do you turn that around? That's such an odd thing to be able to do.
I always do that. I've got this story I read on tour right now called Romance. And people just love this story. There's already a movie in the making. And it really is about creating in a story that feeling of when you're working on an idea all winter long and you just love this idea and it's you and this idea and you finally have to bring this idea to the world. And then the world either doesn't like it or does like it. And that horrible disconnect when nobody likes the idea that you spent a year working on.
Yeah, that's got to suck. You know, because we'll pump a shitty show out 5 days a week.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
20 mediocre hours in a row.
And, the next day it's done. If somebody goes, wow, they sucked yesterday, you get a new chance the next day. How do you take that when people kind of shit on your work?
You always get another one right there. My father always said the only sex advice, don't dump the one you're with until you're dating the next one.
Oh, really?
So you're always really down the road by the time it happens.
Doesn't that hurt people, though? Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
You always end a relationship by starting a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything hurts people.
Do you have a very cynical look at the view of the world like that?
Not at all.
No?
Listen to me. I'm Joni Mitchell over here.
Okay. I detect a bit of sarcasm along with cynicism. But where did that come from growing up? Like, what's your background as far as a child goes?
Okay, this is the delving back.
We're delving. I want to, because I enjoy your work. I just want to know where the fuck this comes from.
These so many superficial layers of defense mechanisms.
Yes. And I see them all in you. You kind of get taken aback a little bit. You don't want to delve right in and tell people your darkness.
Well, it seems like it's a very New York thing. It's a very Philadelphia thing where nobody's really vulnerable up front. You have to insult each other for a while. You have to be kind of abrasive for a while. And by the time you do kind of engage, you feel like you've won something. There's something there worth knowing.
Yeah.
And so I'm that way. It's like, you've really got to
So I got to work a little bit.
Yeah, so you're saying
I can't just ask.
Nobody likes a candy bag that's just open. You like to fucking just tear at it a little bit and bite it and rip it, and then the candy is more delicious. I didn't need to finish explaining that, by the way. I could have just said candy bag open. Everybody got it.
Now E-Rock's drooling. You really screwed the whole show up. When did you start putting things down on paper? Like, I wasn't going to say pen to paper. Actually, I was. I thought that is so hacky and terrible. When did you start putting pen to paper? No, when did you start writing and realizing like that you had these cynical ideas that you don't want to talk about? No. No, not going to answer that one.
I have no idea.
Really? You have no idea when you started writing?
Oh, no.
Just all of a sudden you had a book.
I'm going to go back and talk about 5th grade.
Okay. I don't mind. That's kind of cool.
Do you know
that's like where we all are anyway. Come be honest. How much have you changed since, I don't mean physically or anything. I just mean, since like the 5th grade or being a child, we all really don't change all that.
You actually like the same girls now.
Yes, I do.
He's a pedophile.
Right. he's a pedophile. Continue the interview.
Okay, FBI.
Oh, Christ.
What websites have you been to?
No, but we are pretty much in essence the same people we always were. I mean,
Well, and that's a big reason for making this kid in this book 13. Now, originally I made her 12 because I wanted to make her that person that we are before puberty wipes us out. Because at 11, 12, we are so together. And we really have a strategy, and we are so smart, and we are so confident, and we are just going to go out and we are going to kick the world's butt. And we have it figured out, and we can do it. And then puberty hits, and we are just back to zero.
When you write a story, do you get like, do you see the whole story in your head and go like, I kind of want it to go here, or do you literally just see the beginning in your head and then let it unfold, or will you see the middle and then kind of backtrack and start it somewhere, or does it work always?
It's usually based on. And most of the books is based on what does this person do to fool people into loving them, like in Choke. Guy who fakes choking in restaurants so that people will, in effect, embrace him and hug him very tightly. And he can sort of burp like a baby, have that weeping, that public crying, and people will applaud. And in a way, it's an adoption. He's reborn every time that he's Heimlicked. And you could do that over and over until two people find out that they've both done it, and then the whole system falls apart.
Oh, right, yeah.
So you run this scam, doing a despicable thing for a noble reason until it breaks down, and that's at the end of the second act. So I know everything up to that point.
How many acts are in a story? Is it a 3-act story? Is that
usually
typical?
3 acts for me? Yeah.
Okay, and will you look at something and go, "Fuck, that's great," but you know what? That doesn't work until later in the second act. I can't write it right now.
It gives me something to write towards, so that's perfect. I just know kind of all the stations of the cross it's got to go through. And once it reaches that second act breakdown, where everything kind of crumbles to dust, That's when it gets fascinating, because at that point I have no idea where it's going.
What do you when people's stories? Because I think it's very hard to write a story that builds and gains interest and becomes more involved. Do you see people's stories falling apart because they don't follow a 1 to 2 to 3rd act type of a linear thinking, and they do too much too fast, and there's nothing to follow it up? Or do you see people's stories just collapsing because of it?
Well, usually it's the other way around. It's they do too little. Their characters fail to take action. Their characters are too much in thought. They consider their options. That's all so boring on the page. Or their characters are alone. And that's death also, because the reader is alone. And the reader wants to be reading about people together. So character has to take action without a lot of consideration. And also keeping description to a minimum. That's why everything in my books takes place in airplanes, bathrooms, buses, because we all know what those places look like. You don't have to slow things down and describe them.
Well, that's a great...
Never even thought of that.
And that just becomes...
Goddamn authors.
I'm a Stephen King fan. I don't read much. But I the way he's actually a really good nonfiction writer. And I know a lot of authors don't like Stephen King, but watching the way he'll build a story and the character development, it's amazing to me. Like, I would never be that patient to develop this person this much where anybody gives a shit about him. I would just rush right into the scene where he runs in and yell, stick him up.
Stick him up? Is that what you want to...
But you know what I mean? Like, I admire the ability to be that patient and that to build something.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it's just rushing and it's stupid. Babbling.
Well, you know, it's you would make a lousy stripper, because it really is like being a stripper. And the stripper doesn't go out there and say, okay, guys, here's the pussy. Any questions? You know,
I kind of would like that.
Yeah, I would too.
Like that direct approach, but
no, you would not.
I have questions. You have questions,
and that's not why I'd make a lousy stripper. It's because I have no chin and a fat stomach and a mediocre penis.
At least your tits are nice. Danny. Well, what are you gonna do?
Okay, lady.
All right.
Here's a penis. Any
Jesus
questions?
Christ. This is it's kind of odd, because you deal with personal questions the same way you deal with your writing. You don't want to delve right into giving the answers. You kind of, I would love to know where the deep, dark places are from your youth. And you're like, well, get to that maybe. You got to peel away some layers and stuff. So do you always deal with your personal life like you do your writing?
Pretty much. In a way, I think my personal life is boring.
Really?
Almost everyone's personal life is boring.
But to be able to come up with ideas for stories like you do, you would think they have to come from somewhere.
From deep, unabiding boringness.
Just boringness.
Boredom.
A lot of people are bored, and they really can't write very well. So
yeah, but we want excitement, and if you can't find it in the medium you're looking for, it's a great way to take a shot at it.
And do you literally get excited when you're writing something, and does an idea come to mind sometimes that surprises you as the author and go like, wow, that's fucking great?
Oh, and it will keep me awake for days and days. Where somebody will say something to me just in passing. Oh, this is great, horrible story. I was at a charity dinner party a few weeks ago, and there was an oncologist across the table, and he was telling these rollicking stories about diagnosing people in public. He was on an airplane drinking a glass of wine. The woman next to him leaned over, and she was very chatty, and she said, I would love to have a glass of wine. I really love wine, but just recently, every time I take a sip of wine, I feel this burning in the base of my throat. Fantastic, searing, hot burning. And so I told myself that God doesn't want me to drink wine anymore. So even though I love wine, and I'd love to be drinking like you, God doesn't want me to drink wine. And this man turned to her and he said, no, ma'am, I'm an oncologist, and that's what's called a canary indicator, an unmistakable, like a canary in a coal mine, sign that you have Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Holy shit.
If you drink alcohol of any kind, they're not sure of the mechanism, but if you drink beer, liquor, wine, and you feel a sharp burning in the base of your throat, that means you have fairly advanced Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Holy shit.
And he gave her his card.
I like hearing that.
And he said, you need to go to your primary care physician, have him call me, because you could be dead by the end of this summer. A week later, the primary care physician calls this man and says, you were right. She'll probably be dead in 6 weeks. But you could have been a little less of a prick about it.
Whoa,
did he really say that?
Wow.
That's brutal.
And so when people tell you stories like that, what do you do with them? The only way you can deal with them is to retell them, to process them, to digest them by repeating them. And this man at the dinner table was doing exactly that. He was telling this as a rollicking story, and he had people at the table roaring with laughter. Sorry about that.
Guess
in a way, I just ruined drinking for you.
Nah, believe me, I'll
you
know
didn't.
I'm happy
I'm
if
happy.
I have it.
I'm happy an annoying person on the plane had a fucking bad ending. Much worse than a chatty fucking person next to you.
I'm constantly testing myself then to make sure I don't have it.
But when it doesn't burn, then you really can feel happy.
Then I can enjoy my beer.
Another day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
you drink?
Of course I drink. But
Yeah, a lot of authors do.
Trepidation.
A lot of authors are like fucking drunks, huh?
Yeah, they're all kooks.
You
all
drink to
kooks.
excess a little bit?
Never.
No?
No, I
I
no.
bet you do. A little bit. Sometimes.
Were you like as a kid? Were you kind of lonely? I mean, because to be as creative as you are, it's like it's almost like that type of an imagination. It doesn't seem like it comes from being with a whole bunch of people. It seems like the type of thing that is born from being kind of by yourself.
I'm just waiting for the violins to come in.
No, I'm curious. I'm actually
Poor
curious.
Chuck.
But no, is that what it is? Because I'm not saying that in a sad way, just as a factual thing.
No, also, I would think you don't feel that you're creatively on the same level as other people. It's like, you know, you guy's an asshole.
Or you have to make
I
up.
rule.
A lot of times, creativity makes up for what is not happening in real life.
Yeah.
Like just because it's like
I love how we're analyzing you as
No,
you just
I'm-
sit there.
but I'm-
It's fucking great.
But we're all creative people in our own way, and it's like what makes me do what I do. It was a need. I'm a comic because I fucking couldn't talk to girls because I hated my, so whatever. It's interesting to me why people are what they are.
Did you have a good social life growing up, or?
You know, I started writing in my 30s, and I had to set aside a big social life in order to start writing. And at one point I decided I was only going to write at parties, that I would go to every party I could and I would write socially, because it was at parties where people were telling me great stories. And my life only generates so many mundane ideas because my life is so mundane. But if I go to a party and I suggest a theme, like, for example, when I worked at Freightliner, I worked building Freightliner trucks after school for 13 years. And your first day at Freightliner, they send you to find the squeegee sharpener. And I had to go to
smart asses, yeah.
every station in the factory and every foreman tore me a new asshole.
We're all laughing.
And
at
there
you.
is no such thing. I would tell that story at a party, and 100 people would come forward and say, I used to work at TGI Fridays, and your first 8 hours, they send you to look for the banana peeler. And people would tell me the most amazing, horrific versions of that story. What surgeons do to each other is just appalling. And things using real blood and real dead things. But it's only at parties that you have that wealth, that access to a huge wealth of human experience that is so much better than your own. And so being a writer has made me a very social person.
But you seem to also have this morbid fixation. Like from your stories and just from the short time talking, there does seem to be this fixation with things that are really kind of dark and horrible.
Okay, another child. You want a childhood story?
Sure.
You want a childhood story?
I know. What the hell are you doing?
The Vienna Boys Choir. To be confirmed in my Catholic church when I was growing up, you had to do like 1,600 hours as a candy striper at Our Lady of Lourdes Catholic Hospital. And so I would go in every Saturday, and I would be given these quasi-orderly jobs, like cleaning delivery rooms for 8 hours.
Oof.
13 years old, and I'm cleaning delivery rooms, and I'm inventorying Percodans, and I'm cleaning catheters, and I fucking love it.
Why?
I would come home in the evening and my mother would say, "So what'd you do at the hospital?" And I'd say, "I bagged steaming hot placentas for 8 hours." And there was just something so...
How would you, why would you like that? That doesn't seem to be, especially as a kid.
As a kid, it has that whole gooey Halloween, mortality, zombie, gruesome vibe to it. And
But
it's miraculous.
As a kid, just like realizing mortality was frightening, at least to me. And I think a lot of people that I know, it was the same thing. Did you ever hit that point where, as a kid, you realized your own mortality by being in that environment?
Actually, I did, but then the step beyond that is you recognize that there's a difference between alive and dead. And in a way, it seemed to confirm the nature or confirm existence of a human soul, because the dead things I dealt with were so different than living things. And so in a way, I saw it as fantastically life-affirming.
See, I don't think of it that way. I think of it as petrifyingly frightening when I was a kid.
And it was all the Percodans
Kind of got over
you
it,
could
but
eat.
all the Percodans. Were you doing like free Percodans back when you were 13?
In the 1970s, nobody inventoried shit.
Damn, that's nice. Yeah, at that age, wow, you must have been a hit with your friends.
I had no friends. Why do you think I was spending every Saturday
with fucking placenta?
Yeah.
in
Crazy.
sodium catheters?
Of course you did.
That's not the guy that gets invited to the party. What are you doing? Oh, cleaning out fucking catheters. Oh, invite him. He's fun.
Were you looked at as kind of the gruesome kid? Did people kind of steer away from you? Girls or guys looking and going, hey, that's that weirdo fucking Chuck.
No, I was just the good listener kid. Opened my high school yearbook, and it's all from the fat girls. You're to Chuck. You're a wonderful listener. You're a great best friend.
Oh, great.
Don't ever change.
Thanks for the ride to the airport.
I hope someday you find someone. That's not me.
Do you start those things at the party? You'll actually start those discussions just because you're kind of just to see where it goes.
Because a good story doesn't shut the room down. A good story makes everybody lean forward with their own version of that story. Oh, yeah, that happened to me. Oh, my gosh, something similar happened to me. And you start to see that this is just a sort of a universal human experience. And at that point, you can choose the very best examples of that experience, and you can turn them into a 3-act story.
I'm a terrible storyteller. Like,
Really?
I literally, no matter what the story is, I watch people's eyes just going away halfway. I don't care.
Oh, wait, come on. You're a best-selling author yourself, Jimmy Norton.
But it's different than actually being able to sit there and verbally tell a story. I could have been on the fucking knoll and telling people about the puff of smoke, and I would watch their eyes go away. Nobody gives a shit. I'm just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real art to be able to verbally. Louis C.K. is an amazing storyteller. Like, he can talk to you about anything and rope you in.
I think it's easier when it's your own life experiences, nonfiction, things like that. To come up with fictional characters, I find that impossible. Like, to be able to just pull someone out of thin air and give them a soul, to me, that's amazing. Is it always based on someone you've known, or at least a piece of it, your characters, or do you just pull them out of thin air?
Always based on somebody.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's always somebody.
Yeah, you know, back to the darkness. In my mother's last months, as she was on so many palliative painkillers, she would get very giddy and very kind of small, childish, and she would tell stories about her childhood that I had never heard. And so in a way, this dead 13-year-old girl was very much that person she became. And the books that the little girl was obsessed with were the books my mother had set out to read in her last year, all of her favorite books. And so those became Madison's favorite books in this book.
Right.
So in a way, there is a way to process experience, but also to archive and memorialize experience, to kind of preserve it and organize it.
Yeah.
Did it make it harder? Like, did it make it sadder for you to write, or did it help with grieving to actually look at like those books and see them printed because there's such a direct association?
You know, it makes it much easier. Because you can deal with it in this kind of abstract, removed way, like a craft experiment. And you can research it, you can develop it, you can really vent and exhaust all of your emotion around it. And during this, time passes, and time is the only thing that heals that shit. And so before you know it, a year has gone by, 2 years have gone by, and that's what you really need.
How long does it take you normally, or does it completely vary from the time you get a concept to when you start writing it? Or will you actually think of something and then tomorrow just sit down? Or
put pen to paper.
Yeah, I was going to say fingers to keyboard. But again, I'm very millennium. Or do you start right away, or do you have to kind of knock it around for a month or two?
You know, it really depends, because sometimes you'll hear a little portion of something, and it's not enough to make even a short story out of. I had this short story, Guts, that was making people faint. And for years and years, I would hear one portion, you know, an experiment a kid did, and it wasn't enough. And I heard another similar one, and then I would tell that one at parties, and someone told me a third similar one from their own life. And then I had a 3-act story that was so funny on the front end and so shocking on the back end that it would make people fall down and faint. And so I carried those stories for 20 years before I found 3 that would work together and make something.
Wow.
How many people just go, oh, fucking, let's not invite Chuck to this party? Holy shit, he's just fucking.
He just gets us on a weird tangent.
He's talking about death and this is terrible.
I'm trying to enjoy my cocktail weenie. Next thing he's thinking about me being molested. I don't know how it happens every time he gets me.
Take a sip of my drink, my throat burns. He's freaking me out.
Meanwhile, I'm always interested in the first words of a book too, because when you're writing a story, how do you start a story? I'm tired. It's rainy. I never know how to start a fucking, unless it's the truth. But even the
Maybe
truth.
you're tired and it's rainy.
Yeah, I know that, but it's like I could be a little bit more poetic. It's not dry. Interesting. But it's like what a great opening line to this. There's like what do you call in the italics what you write right before the paragraph starts? What is that called?
Page 1.
No. But there's something. It's like a little heading,
a preamble, or a summary that happens before the chapter.
Yeah, a lot of people will use song lyrics, like the man came home and then the man sat down, and then the chapter starts. It just means something.
Keep that one in mind.
And what a great opening line! How to best convey the exact sensation of being dead. ... And it's like that immediately makes you want to read the next sentence.
Yeah.
I'm always. It's hard to fucking do, man.
See, that's why you always take off your shoe really slow. You don't just whip off your G-string and say, "This is my pussy." Any questions? It's always take that shoe off.
Wow. Give the tease, the little fucking, the dance.
That is true, because Mr. Rogers didn't just go into talking to King Friday. That would have blown the whole gig.
Nah, you got to change the shirt.
Take the sweater and the shoes and change.
Yep.
That whole,
Do you get territorial, too? Because, you write something like... I noticed a lot of times when authors get involved with the films, it's like Stephen King's movies are great. Kubrick did an amazing job with The Shining. When Stephen King did it, it was hideous. Do you get too married to the story to be effective in the screenplay, or do you not care if they change it a little bit?
I really don't care.
You don't? Okay.
Because in a way, when they do change it, I think it makes two unique things with integrity. And when the book is adapted too beautifully, like Rosemary's Baby, you forget that there ever was a book, or The Graduate. Whoever knew there was a book called The Graduate?
Yeah.
Because the movie has eclipsed it so perfectly. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane was a best-selling novel, but it doesn't exist anymore because the movie totally, was so
those
perfect.
characters as they were portrayed by the actors also,
Right.
so you don't really have to imagine what they're all about. Yeah.
When there's a difference, the two can coexist. The book and the movie will continue to exist. One won't destroy the other.
That's a good way to put it. The two unique things. I would never have thought of it that way. That's a great way to look at it.
Fight Club was pretty different if you read the book than the movie.
That's a prime example of a lot of people are conflicted over what was better. Because it's always got to be what's better.
Exactly.
But you put it in terms of they're two different things. Yeah,
and you want that ongoing kind of conflict, that unresolved discussion about it.
I think Jim Olds, I think his pronunciation is Olds, his last name, the guy that did the screenplay for Fight Club. I think he did a really great job. And I was wondering if, I know it was kind of sort of touched on, if there was anything that you wanted to fight him on that maybe was changed too much, or thought that perhaps something should have gone a little closer to where the book was going.
I was going to ask that.
Well, no, I stole it.
I did ask that. You just rephrased it. But go ahead, Chuck, if you want it for the third time. Feel free.
That was something I talked to David Fincher as well, was that this man the social contract was that he was deceiving dying people, letting them believe that he was also dying. So the third act of the social contract was that he had to be revealed as fake to them. And they had to be given the option of either accepting him back into community or banishing, kind of discarding him. And the movie just didn't have the time to do that. So, instead we had a fist fight. Something very physical, something very full of action, because a movie is things that move. And a book has the freedom, it doesn't have to constantly be in motion like that. So in a movie, if it doesn't move, it doesn't really play. And that's why the third act had to be a big fist fight, instead of this emotional bonding or discarding scene.
That's a very logical way to look at it, and it probably has saved you a tremendous amount of frustration and annoyance, because you have that's a really smart way to look at it, to recognize it for what it is, and this is why there's a necessity to it moving that way.
Right. Things work better in different forms. What is the nature of the form? What can a book do that only a book can do? And so make the book do those things that the book can do best.
And do you don't like a lot of thought in book, meaning like your characters thinking? You like them to just act because you think when they think it bogs it down, or they think too much it bogs it down?
Well, I think that, when you think and then you take action, it's like saying, okay, I'm going to walk down the street and then walking down the street. That I think the action depicts the thought well enough that you don't have to declare it up front with a thought process. You can just take the action. And we're all intelligent enough as movie audiences that we can discern the thought process that led to that action.
Well, some of the people listening.
Yeah.
Most are really just blithering idiots
I know,
out
and
there.
see, I was wondering with things like Arrested Development, would it be just as funny without the voiceover?
All right, without the narrative,
really,
yeah.
Right.
I've never seen it. Was the voiceover a big part of it?
Yeah, Ron Howard did the voiceover for it. Yeah.
And it's cute, but I wonder if it would occur as funny in a different way. Or say with Blade Runner. Any movie that uses voiceover, would it be better without the voiceover?
I'm being reminded of, I think there's a video, it's probably on YouTube, where someone took all the voiceover of Daniel Stern out of the Wonder Years. And it's just really awkward because it'll just be like Fred Savage just kind of staring and looking at things blankly because there's supposed to be this voiceover.
That's odd, yeah.
And it just looks really silly and strange. It was actually quite funny.
Certain movies couldn't be done, like Apocalypse Now, or especially Clockwork Orange. Casino, those,
Casino's all fucking
Scorsese's
voiceover,
films.
Yeah, right.
Although Raging Bull didn't have any voiceover.
That too, though, before you said it.
Yeah, we've talked about Casino a lot.
Yeah, what are you doing?
You don't care about Casino. Probably just Googled it.
Save it for your shit hour
Asshole.
after the show.
Fucking creep. Thanks for nothing. All right, well, appreciate you coming in. But yeah, I find that with voiceover, I was writing something in show form recently, and I used probably too much voiceover. But it was almost like, because the way I think is so mean about myself, like I really do. And it's like, how do you capture that? My manager's like, well, you might want to have other characters saying it. Yeah, that works sometimes, but then it goes into the realm of this unbelievable world where people don't talk to each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, literally, I'll sit there and go, you fat-titted worm. But nobody on the train is just going to say that to me. It just gets into, oh, that's kind of sitcom-y. It doesn't make sense. So I guess you have to have a balance with it. I'm boring myself.
Do you ever do you ever think that works? Do you like the narrative? Do you ever think that works, or do you look at it like, it's a cheap way to get around writing?
Well, I think that there are really smart ways of doing it. When you look at Citizen Kane, that's why we have all those those newsreel reporters in there, so they can ask the big rhetorical questions. They can kind of underscore each point, each shift in the plot. You know, we bring in these faceless people who really have no faces. They're always shot in profile. They're always shot with light bouncing off their glasses. So they never have a face of any kind. And they just stand there like a Greek chorus and say, what was Rosebud? You know, do you think it was a racehorse? And they say all those kind of voiceover sort of indicating things.
So in a clever way, yeah, it kind of works, but not just as a shortcut to get to, hey, this is where I want to go.
And so when it can be put in as integral part of the storytelling form, it works really well.
And the book was so different, too, because it opens up, it blows the whole thing, Citizen Kane. It opens up with, so my sled Rosebud got thrown in the fire, and then you just lose interest.
Thanks. Spoiler. Jesus.
I like Citizen.
Seen it yet.
Do you think that's the greatest film ever done? I felt it's not. I feel it's great, and it was amazing how he shot with shadows, and I feel that it should get the credit as the greatest.
You know, I think it's a good teaching film, that there are films that do things really beautifully. That movie, Rosemary's Baby, and that you can refer back to them, and that are common enough that everyone in your audience will know that and will be able to identify that aspect of storytelling you're talking about.
Like, what did you think about? Because Rosemary's Baby, I thought was great. What did you think was so great about? Because that's an odd one to pick. It's it's a horror film.
Yeah.
And
you know, the ambiguity of the doorbells is incredible, because as people enter and leave shots, they have these audio bridges of the doorbell ringing, and after you've seen it several times or you've read the book, you recognize that the doorbell wasn't ringing in the next shot. It was ringing in the previous shot, indicating that Cassavetes was going next door to the devil worshippers. And so the doorbell is a real fantastic audio bridge that's ambiguous.
I wish I was smart enough to pick up on that shit.
Dude, I'm
just like, what is that?
I would just say, who's it? Open it! That is a really smart way to look at it. Now, did you hear that analyzed by somebody, or did you think of that and go, wow, that's
Call
probably
them stupid.
No, I'm asking how. Doesn't matter how you learn something. However you
Just
learn.
called the man stupid.
No, I didn't.
Jimmy.
I asked him how he got a
Jesus.
certain amount. Colin Quinn one time smashed somebody, or he did on stage. It was a brilliant point about how people, like, if they hear something in a movie and they learn it, they like to say that they read it because people think it makes you smarter if you learn something from reading it. But once you know it, who knows? Who cares how you know what 2 + 2 is, as long as you know it. But then again, he figured something out, and I'm saying, no, just parrot information. So I guess, fuck me, I'm completely wrong. I'm a blithering idiot. Are you doing any book signings for this?
Tonight at the Cooper Union, something o'clock.
Something o'clock.
Oh, it's right
got to be
in
there,
New
yeah.
York.
It's the book is called Damned, and it's in bookstores and it's Amazon, obviously. Oh, there's a reading tonight, 6 o'clock at the Strand on 820. It's Broadway and 12th in New York City, and on Twitter it's at Chuck Palahniuk, and it's spelled one word, CHUCK, PALAHNIUK. Do you like doing signings and things like that? Have you ever had a signing that people didn't show up for, but it was way back when you first started?
Way back.
It's embarrassing, right?
Yeah, but you still get kind of wined and dined. So, and then you're a beginning writer, and you just love being on somebody else's meal ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta make excuses, though. They're like, yeah, there's another event in town. It's just...
It must be that.
We
yeah.
had a few years ago when we were coming back on the satellite where you see the same person come around the line just to ask you a second question because they can. You're like, ugh, I gotta buy a fucking flop. But there was twice as many of you.
I'm sorry. What was that, Jimmy?
76 people have fainted at Chuck's readings.
Really?
That's where I quit counting.
Swooning like Sinatra?
Or it's just very hot.
Yeah, it's going to be hot.
It's that terrible gut story that's so funny and charms people at the beginning, but at the end, once they're hooked, it gets so gruesome.
Yeah.
And it's well over 200 now. I just quit it counting at 71 or 73.
Do they really faint for real?
Yeah, it's documented. It's been videotaped.
You're like a weapon. You're like some kind of a human weapon thing.
I know, it makes me so popular.
We were talking earlier about...
I'm like a dirty bomb.
You are. You just walk in and fucking people faint. It's great. We were talking about books and with the advent of iPads and digital delivery and whatnot. How do you feel about that as an author, as opposed to paper books and then on a Kindle or something like that? Does it bother you or have any real opinion on it?
The blessing of the Kindle or the Nook, the Sony Reader. I don't have to sign the goddamn thing. Okay, that is always the upside part of it.
I bet you've had people that would like, could you sign my Kindle? Sign the
And
back.
so far,
right?
I've held off.
Have you?
Yeah.
Get away from me!
It's like,
with your dumb Kindle.
I don't
Get me
know
a
whose
book.
books are on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think it's going to hurt? Because the advantage is anybody can get it. It can be an impulse buy. They can just go, digitally get it and, on the iPhone or whatever it is. But there's something about going into a bookstore. Like, they just took down the Barnes & Noble on 66th Street, which I used to love walking through there. And it just seemed...
Smelling books like a creep.
Oh, I do.
He loves to
especially-
smell a book.
Who doesn't? What's better than a fucking...
It's great. You crack a new book open and
I
smell
did that
those
to Chuck's
pages.
book the minute I got it. I just shoved my dumb face into it. By the way, very interesting. This is what I'll miss. Like, the material of the cover of this book feels really different
Yeah.
than any other book cover I've ever felt. I don't know what the material is, but you want to just keep
There's
holding
just a
this.
visceral thing with holding a book too that I don't think you get when you're just holding a flat.
Well,
down
I punctuate a lot with it. Like, if I'm talking to a girl, I'm like, look, we can go out. I'll buy you a drink. And it never gets irritating. They love that.
I
But
bet.
Was that anything to do with you, or was that purely the publisher being creative? Because it's a great book to fucking hold.
Yeah, it's a publisher, and I think it's supposed to feel like skin. It has that kind of waxy skin feel to it. And
that
it
is
goes with the
creepy.
tattoo on the cover kind of thing.
Necromonicon.
Necronomicon.
Necronomicon.
Yeah, that's all right. So you don't, you
Right,
don't,
whatever.
You're not going to miss signing a whole bunch of books.
No, that is my slowest, worst part. I always get people's names wrong. I always mess it up.
Oh.
It's just a misery.
Do you feel obligated to write something, or do you just write, "Hi, Bill, Chuck"?
Good luck with a bed wedding. I hope that herpes clears up. Always something.
Yeah, you just got to put a little personal something with them.
Something they'll have to explain to their kids someday.
Why you wrote that?
Exactly.
That's
why
why
do you
I-
write that, Daddy?
I liked when we would sign our Dopey pictures at appearances, because Opie, when we take the pictures, he's on the left and then I'm on the right, so he has to sign it first, or his hand will smear mine. So he's always the guy that's got to go, "What's your name?" Spell the name right, and then I just go, "Anthony."
I'm not Opie.
It's
I'm
very
Jim.
handy. Yes, Opie's not in today.
Yeah.
Opie's,
'Cause I'm afraid I'll see Chuck
trick-or-treating.
somewhere. Not that he would remember me, but if I would go, hi, I remember me, and he'd go, hi, Opie.
He will not remember
People don't remember me at all by
Much
name.
too famous to remember the likes of you.
Well, you never know.
That's what I would think anyway.
Well, the book,
yeah.
I actually very psyched to read this because I'm telling you, the opening line in that book is just great.
That's great. Chuck,
now that you know the sad darkness it comes from, that will just ruin it for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it won't at all. It'll make me really enjoy it more.
Actually, we don't know too much about the sad darkness. That's pretty good.
Well, I
Like,
was
you
completely
kept
wrong with
it-
his childhood.
Yeah.
Hey, so were you a lonely kid writing? No, I started writing when I was 30 in the trucking industry. All right. I couldn't have been wronger if I said so. How long have you been a black female? I'm an asshole. Fucking thank God I'm not a psychoanalyst.
When I first put pen to paper.
Yes, pen to paper, of course.
Do you like other authors, or do you like being around other authors, or do you find, is there something about other authors? Like, I hate when other comedians attempt in real life to be too fucking jokey and shticky when we're hanging out. It's like, don't treat me like a fucking audience member, you idiot. Is there things that other authors will do when you're around them? They're like, ugh.
Start writing.
I won't name names, but some other authors keep a little pad, and they'll bring it out, and they'll put it on the table, just waiting for somebody to say something very clever or very profound, and then they'll write it down.
In front of them?
Right, and that will kill conversation completely because you know somebody's there kind of harvesting.
Yeah. And then you probably also get people that want to get on the pad, so they're making shit up and being a little too overdramatic.
And that's their fucking horribly needy way of getting attention.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Look at what I'm doing.
Who is that
Interesting.
asshole?
We hate him. Who
I'm
is
not
it?
going to say
that dick bag?
You know.
It's someone everyone loves.
Shithead.
Someone
Oh, really?
everyone loves.
Beloved. Anthony Cumia.
So wait,
No?
someone everyone loves. It might be Stephen King. Oh, you know what? It could be the Rawlings. What's her name? The broad that wrote Harry Potter?
Oh, yeah.
J.K. Rowling's.
But it's her. Let's just assume it is.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
Get it onto the sites. Fucking Chuck is trashing other authors.
Yeah, quick. Get it up there.
What's your favorite book? And again, I know
Okay, it's Ann Coulter.
Oh, all right. Well, she is an author.
that's probably a very hacky question to ask an author. But what is your favorite book? Or what do you like to read? Fiction or nonfiction?
Both. You know, the older I get, the more nonfiction I read. But I read mostly short stories. And if I got to push any book this summer, I would push. There's a novel by Donald Ray Pollock called The Devil All the Time. Very dark, horrible Southern crime novel. The Devil All the Time.
You like that?
Yeah, I thought it was terrific.
Who's the author that wrote? I know it was a big deal because Obama just went to buy his new book when it was out. It came out a year ago. Could I have done a worse job of selling that?
It was that book about that thing, you know.
Yeah, with the guy.
No, they made a big deal about it because Obama went to this little bookstore in Maine and bought it. And it's like he's like this amazing author, apparently.
Bet he is now.
Oh, do I wish I had more to that.
I bet you wish you could take it all back right
I
now.
really do because I literally, what I did was I made it like I was going to walk up the steps and there was one stair and I fell. I had nothing. What was that fucking book that the guy wrote
Someone
that
will know
Obama
it.
bought?
Let's see. No.
He's like this supposedly this
No
great
one knows.
American novelist, and
Oh, well.
fuck him. All right, Chuck. Yeah.
Chuck, thanks so much for coming in, man.
You're a very
really-
interesting
you're
guy.
Very cool. Very
Don't
cool
expect me
to
to
have you
save
here.
you.
No, I don't blame you. That got what it deserved, which was just
Zero.
a fucking bored echo from
Zilch.
everybody. Kind of felt embarrassed for me at the same time,
Still do.
as they should have. That's just good on the prep sheet, by the way. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Chuck is openly gay. Thanks for writing that.
What?
They put that on the prep sheet.
Yeah.
Why would that
I'm
be on
not
the
that
prep sheet?
openly gay. I'm not even that gay.
I didn't even figure that out. Oh, cool. That would have changed my whole line of questioning.
Oh, it's too late now.
I know.
Go down that road.
Fuck.
That
I know.
lonely childhood gay road.
See?
Because you never want anybody to say that to you like too much. How did you know?
What the
and then
Barney
they look
Frank
too
voice
intensely.
didn't give me away. Hi, I'm Barney Frank.
Barney Frank voice. That's...
Did this come from us or is that from Chuck People?
I don't know where that came from.
Came
I
from-
didn't give that to you.
Obviously, it came from an
Oh,
intern that's
the hate
attractive.
sheet.
What's that?
Yeah.
They call that the hate sheet.
The hate sheet?
Everything that's wrong. Chuck will not talk about the following.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Is there
yeah.
anything you don't talk about?
Oh, my
Yeah?
God.
Is there something you don't talk about?
Boy, they have a lot of stuff here.
Is that right or is it wrong? I have no idea
Probably
where
all
that sheet
wrong.
came from.
It's just drivel.
These are like the worst aspects of my entire life put on one sheet.
I didn't even look at that.
That's why
until
I
just
didn't
now.
even look at it. I
My
don't fucking
father's
look at that.
murder is here. My
What?
father's murder is here.
Why didn't we look at this?
I'm
Jesus
glad you
Christ.
didn't look at this. This is horrible. All the scabs you don't want picked at.
That is crazy. I didn't even look at it, I swear.
My colon biopsy is here.
Jesus Christ. I really did not look at that. It's funny. He's reading his own. Is this from...
That has got to be weird when you come in and just read, like, hey, this is your life right here. Wow.
I guess it's... In interviews, it's so weird, because TV interviews is so... You know, there's 7 minutes and it's boom, boom, boom. And radio interviews just kind of, I guess, are more like, TV interviews are more like the movie and radio interviews are more like the books. It's just kind of...
Oh, yeah, this is brilliant, like a book.
No, but I mean, you have more time to... I wanted to just say meander in front of Chuck so he would think I had some sort of a vocabulary.
Meander.
Yeah, I like to say meander. You don't get to say that very often.
Well, you and
Yeah.
You're so erudite.
I really like to say meander a lot. It's hard to say that when you're trying to get a chick to blow you after fucking 30 beers.
You can't say meander. It makes you gay.
Does it really?
Gay
Is that a gay word?
See?
Yeah.
Now, we would have known that if we read the fucking prep sheet.
You've never heard a construction worker say, I'm going to meander down to her clit, I guess. That's a great point. So I don't know. Who put this on here? I just...
Satan, apparently.
Yeah, that is...
Might have been Travis.
That's some repugnant shit.
I didn't know your dad was
Damn.
murdered, so I wouldn't have asked about that.
I wouldn't ask about that.
Well,
but since it's on there, no.
Sometimes people...
That's generally why those are read before.
Well, Ludacris got...
I hope it was many years ago.
Ludacris got mad at us because we asked about the Bill O'Reilly, the rapper Ludacris. And sometimes you just ask these basic... Because I didn't know that, and I'm certainly familiar with who you are. And sometimes you just ask these basic ABC things because it gets people more interested in the product when you're there for 20 minutes. Ludacris got really annoyed with us. He thought we were trying to throw him under the bus. It's like, dude, just asking you.
People get snippy.
Yeah, he just wanted to talk about his movie. It's like, all right, go ahead, good. Talk about it. And he had nothing to say. It's a fun project. Good, thanks for nothing. Really? Really? Were they all fun to work with? Never heard that before. You've never heard an actor say that. How were they? Kubrick was a douche. Wow, that I'm interested in. How was it? You know what, man? It was really great. They're all such great people. Go fuck yourself.
Give me something.
Exactly. What was Scarlett Johansson's tits like when you saw them?
Wonderful.
Exactly. Not that Ludacris knows.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, we're just kind of coming unraveled, but I enjoyed talking to you. I hope you feel better. And again, tonight, let me plug the
book,
something o'clock
reading
somewhere.
Yes, it is at...
it's a reading. That's
called
pretty fucking cool.
Damned. And how much will you read? At 6 o'clock, by the way, the Strand, Broadway, and 12th here in the city.
Just the cover. Just read the cover.
That would be funny.
The event is actually at the Cooper Union. The big Cooper Union place.
Do we have that wrong here, or is it the same thing?
Well, the Strand is sponsoring it, but it's at the Cooper Union Auditorium.
Heads are going to roll.
Cooper Union Auditorium. And is that... Where is that? Can we find out where that is so I didn't just like a dick give the wrong information out?
Oh, boy.
Twice?
Unbelievable.
It's by Union Square?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Union Square is around 14th Street. Okay, it's probably in the same area.
We will get that information out there, and heads will roll.
Yeah, we apologize. And I'm sorry I had the tragedy sheet here. I really didn't. I didn't look at that until I...
That is awful.
Todd, did you put this together?
It's terrible. Iraq... Who put that together?
Maybe sometimes they try to give prep sheets to be helpful, and usually they're wrong.
I call them schlep sheets. Get it?
I don't.
Apparently not.
Oof. That should, by the way, the magnitude of that bomb should inspire at least 2 more stories. And mine too. Because if you take tragedies, a couple of these jokes could fucking really blossom into horror stories.
Jokes is that. All right, let's wrap up and fucking take a break.
Yeah,
For the love of God, I gotta pee.
I would like Chuck to sign my book if he would.
Ooh. Chuck, what are you going to write on that?
To Opie?
That's perfect.
By the way,
oh, what?
The Cooper Union is 30 Cooper Square downtown, so it's right around, it's between 6th and 7th.
Thank you, Danny.
You got it.
Danny got that out. Chuck, thanks so much, man, for coming in. You're definitely cool to hang with.
Yeah, Chris Matthews was supposed to come in and plug his Kennedy book, but he canceled. So fuck him.
What else is he going to say about that?
Exactly. We know how it ends.
Yeah, believe me, we all know.
Exactly. Well, really, did you like Hyannisport? Nobody gives a shit, Chris. All right, thank you, Chuck, very much.
Thanks, man. Be right back.
What we have here is the best of both worlds. The fastest reflexes modern technology has to offer, onboard memory, and 30 years of human experience and interaction. Bobocop, what are your prime directives?
To serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law, and to jerk off in a toilet, all right?
Part man, part robot. Complete imbecile.
Alive or dead? Dead or alive? You're... What am I supposed to say?
Hey, fuck you, you metallic mongoloid. Eat a bowl of dicks.
Will he be able to recall his past memories?
Don't you remember? Bobo, it's you.
What's me?
You, Bobo. It's you.
Who is?
Holy fuck, Bobo. You. It's you. Bobo, it's you.
I think I'm in a weak signal area.
K-9 units, please respond. We have a 16-3 in progress.
All right, let's go, Mr. Mamoonigan.
Bobo Cop. Who is he? What is he? I suck.
The dumbest, most annoying person on the planet is now a law-enforcing cyborg.
Bubble Cop. Any special message for the kids at home?
Believe me, all right. You gotta wear a condom when you go to sleep, because you don't want to jizz in your pants when you're...
Bobo Cop?
Sorry. I mean, stay out of trouble.
Bobo Cop.
Hi, this is Louis Fleck.
Hi, this is Jay Moore.
Hi, this is Ricky Gervais.
Hello, this is Louis C.K. And you are right now listening to Opie and Anthony. I don't know you, but I hate you right now.
Well, that was cool. Jimmy's
taking pee time.
Jimmy's going wee-wees. Wee-wee.
Chuck's a weird guy, man.
Chuck is cool as fuck,
he's
though,
cool.
man.
He's weird, though.
He is weird, but I think that's just being an author.
He's got, like, there's a vibe. I guess he's from Portland, Oregon, and apparently that's one of those weird...
Pacific Northwest vibe?
Yeah, it's like one of those weird towns. It's like one of those like little bubbles in the middle of nowhere that's just completely crazy wacky. I don't know anything about Portland, so maybe I'm completely wrong.
I don't either, and you probably are.
No, I agree. I probably am.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Newman learned how to climb trees in the Pacific Northwest.
That's true, and he climbs like a devil.
That's Seinfeld.
Yes.
You know, guys, we got to set our clocks back on Sunday morning, you know, because technically we're kind of going back in time.
Back in time, Danny?
Yeah, and you know what makes even more sense than that?
Whatever do you mean?
Well, see, it would be so much fun to just group the time change in with the Secret Show to the Future Part 2.
Yes.
Happening Saturday night at 10 p.m. at secretshowtothefuture.com. It's going to be such a good time. It's going to be it's going to be Joe DeRosa and myself. We're going to watch Back to the Future 2 live and comment on it as you guys watch it at home with us. Well, we hope that you watch it with us at home.
Sort of a Mystery Science Theater vibe thing going on there.
And then after it's all over, we can set our clocks back and go back in time.
Back in time.
For daylight savings.
Yeah.
One of the things I really wanted to mention, though, real quick, is that I had a gig poster commissioned for this momentous show.
Limited edition.
And all the money that is raised from the poster is going to go to Team Fox, which assists with Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's research and charity.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a fun time for you guys, and it's a good cause, and it's just a good excuse to get this going on. So it's the Secret Show to the Future Part 2. Saturday night, go to secretshowtothefuture.com for all the info. If you want to see the gig poster, by the way, it just was released today on Slash Film. Getting real press. Fucking Slash Film. Just go to Slash Film.
Cool.
It's on the main page. You don't even have to go nowhere. Just go to slashfilm.com. You can see the posters. They're really, 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 really cool. I hope everybody who wants one gets to get one.
It's like real.
Yeah, it's real.
Cool. Fuck.
It's really cool. I hope everybody joins us. Again, it's this Saturday night at 10 p.m. secretshowtothefuture.com. Anthony, Joe DeRosa, myself, and who else? Who knows? Yeah. It's just going to be a madhouse.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a lot of fun, though. And if you go to secretshowtothefuture.com, if you're curious about what it is or how it works, basically you're watching it with us. It's live DVD commentary. And the original from back in 2008 is up there, too, if you want to go check it out.
Oh, cool. So you can kind of, do the part one.
Yeah, but the main difference, I mean, now there's going to be video involved.
Yeah.
Last time it was just audio, so with the new elements, it's going to be fun. But the old one, which is just audio, is available at Secret Show to the Future.
It's going to be fun. Hell yeah.
It is going to be fun. I can't wait. It's going to be sick.
I know. Been talking about this for a while.
Forever.
Now.
I mean, 3 years.
3 years in the making. 3 years in the making. You were saying how weird, like, Chuck is a little, like, odd.
Yeah.
But I think that's any Occupy Portland protesters arrested. We were just talking about Portland. Federal police move in after curfew violations.
Oh, yeah. I think... I think I saw something that was going down last night. I think we might have some audio from that Portland.
Pacific Northwest. People are weird. Weirdos.
I
didn't know he was from there.
You know what? I don't know if he's from there originally. I think that's where he's based out of now anyway. But I just hear it's a weird town. Like a weird town. Kind of like an Austin-y kind of, where it just doesn't belong where it is.
Yeah.
It's a city or a town that belongs just in another state on the other side of the country
somewhere. Like they just dropped the city in the middle of...
I've heard enough about it to the point where I'm now curious and interested, and I got to see what the fuck is the deal with Portland. Like, why is it this place? I need to go look at it.
You know what's fucked up? If I'm going to get on a plane and fly for almost 6 hours, I want to just land in L.A. Like that's pretty much like my whole thing. It's like I don't want to land and get out and be like, I'm not even near anything.
All right, I'm in Portland.
Yeah. It's like, and you fucking, if it was a 2-hour flight, that's one thing. 5 hours, I want to go to the strip club on fucking Sunset, you know?
Well, I guess if the city sucks, the landscape is cool over in Oregon. I'd like to see that anyhow.
Yeah. Maybe if I'm around there for some reason.
Come on, you go on a hike or something, a nature walk?
Hike.
Where you
Last
going,
time
Danny?
that happened.
Nowhere. We just talking about Portland.
Talking about Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
or
cool.
Portland, Maine, for that matter.
Yeah, best damn bartender. How annoying would I be if I always did Nicholson so over the top and thought it was great? Here's Johnny. Look at it. Right, we heard it.
No, he was really fucking cool though, man. He was
very cool.
It's one of those interviews where he sits down and you don't know where you're going to go with it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
that was fun.
Well, I knew where we were going to go. I tend to map these things out.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's what should have told me.
Map it
I had
out.
no idea.
Kid.
It's just amazing. Like, you know, he's responsible for probably one of the best 25 films ever made. I mean, that's his story.
I would think so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fight Club's fucking great.
I honestly thought
it
was
a shocker. You did you see it coming? Come on.
Well, I might have known.
Don't
already.
spoil it.
I might have known already because it had been pretty legendary.
Yeah.
But I thought it was good. But I didn't think it was great.
You might have to, if you've only seen it once, I'm going to recommend rewatching it a few times because, I mean, the first time I watched it, I think, you know, the first time you watch all movies kind of with some big thing at the end, like Memento or something, you don't know what to think of it at first until you go back into it a few more times. So I think
that's like that new Adam Sandler movie with his sister.
Oh, yeah.
Twin sister
that's definitely
thing.
got a lot of rewatchability.
You got to watch it again. Oh, literal Jimmy.
But seriously, give it a shot, man. It's one of my all-time favorites, and it definitely belongs in, even if you're only kind of meh about it, it's got to be in your top 50 list. It's got to be.
Okay,
if not your top 25
so,
or 10.
Yeah. No? You're not? No.
But it's not that I think it stinks. I don't. It was well acted. It was. I dislike Brad Pitt so much as an actor.
Yeah, but what about his sexy fucking abs, dude?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, it's like there's only so many times you can go ooh and cum in your pants. No, my top. No way would he crack my top 10. I got invited to this thing Miller's Foreman is going to be at tonight. I might go to that because he directed Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh wow, yeah.
That would.
That would be. You're going to get signature.
Maybe it's just not a signature photo because it'd be a bunch of actors
photo.
there. Ben Still, a bunch of
Ben
actors.
Still. Oh yeah, really?
If I go.
Oh, wow. If you go.
I got a spot tonight. I'm not going to go.
Might just blow it off.
Excuse me. That'd be annoying if I started giggling like that.
It would be humiliating. Yes. What's going on with the down there Wall Street? Anything?
They're occupying
Is anything
it.
happening? Or are we still just wasting our fucking tax dollars babysitting these little fairies?
Article last night about how it's alleged that some of the NYPD is encouraging drunks and homeless people to meander into Zucchini Park,
down toward Zucchini Park.
Whatever the fuck it is,
the way my mother used to make
Yeah,
it.
Zuccotti
Park.
The
Yeah,
Zuccotti. I wouldn't doubt it because just putting undesirable element in there will break it up without the cops having to take the fall of going in there and beating some douchebags over the head.
Now, I mean, I don't know. I can't quite say if it is cops or not or whatever because I don't know and I'm not down there. But to me, it just kind of makes sense that if you're like a down on your luck homeless guy and they're serving gourmet food in a park, I'm going to show up and not only eat their food, but steal some of these rich idiots' iPods and their fucking computers because they're just leaving it around.
Now, put it this way, Danny. You know a few cops, right?
Sure.
Could you picture at least one of them going up to a homeless person and saying, hey, why don't you go down there? There's food. There's clothing. What are you doing here?
I should hope that people wouldn't do that because that's a little pushing it there.
I could completely picture somebody saying those exact words, though.
I could probably picture 8.
Yes, 8 officers that I could absolutely see sending
and I
homeless
only know
people.
maybe 4 or 5, but I guarantee you they're friends.
I could picture 9.
Oh, Chip. You cannot.
But you know, while that might be true, I could also understand. I mean, look, it's moth to flames. There's free food and shit to steal, so of course you're going to attract that element.
Yeah, homeless people love free shit, and especially free rape, because apparently there's some raping going on at some of these things. Yeah, sexual assaults, and they're not even reporting them to the police because they don't want.
To tarnish the
they don't want to
movement.
tarnish that great fucking movement. So it seems the other day some woman was in a tent, and some gentleman went in there and started
occupying her vagina.
Did occupy vagina.
And then he fucking occupied her face with his fist.
Yeah. And what they did was they chased the guy out of the park.
That's what they do?
Yeah, and then that was it. And, I guess they put their arm around the girl and sang Kumbaya.
Did the guy rape her or just start assaulting?
They just said sexually assaulted.
Did they all just point and yell rapist at him until he left it on his own story?
Rapist. Hey, don't call me that.
I mean, I didn't see that particular story. I saw one about a girl who had convinced some teenage girl to hook for her. And this is all going down at these Occupy protests.
And she was 16.
Yeah, she was underage, and I mean, I think she was scared. She was doing it against her will, from what I recall. Like it wasn't. It was kind of like one of those shady deals where she kind of got tricked into it. I think
this girl was pimping out. This woman was pimping out a 16-year-old girl, and the way they found out was that the parents were put onto it because someone showed them an ad on a website for their daughter for sexual use. So the parents saw that. Yeah. I think it was Occupy some other fucking shithole. Same shit, though. But, the parents had to see their daughter's picture up there with, hey, you want to fuck this girl?
But how could she be against her will if there's an ad on the website?
Yeah, you know how it is. Sometimes girls go along and do things
football
even when
player?
they don't want to.
Wasn't that girl kind of doing it against her will?
Was that LT?
LT,
yeah, there was something there.
Not, but LT didn't do it. It was, I think, with the pimp. LT just showed up and fucking...
No. What I'm saying is that I think the girl didn't really exactly want to be in that line of work, and she was kind of just forced sort of into it.
LT was... he said he didn't know how old she was.
I believe him.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, some of those girls could be a little weathered if they're been pros for a while. They don't quite look like they're fresh out of the locker room.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. Gender, age.
Gender.
Religion.
Gender, age. I got this other picture. Pop up. Let me see this. It's another tranny, Jimmy. Have you heard of this one? Ellery Sweet.
Yes, she's on Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't. Someone told me I should follow her, but I won't.
Why?
Why would I?
Got a cock? Looks like a chick.
Let's see her. No.
How do you spell that name?
Ellery, like ELL.
It's kind of like Mellery, but with no M.
Ellery.
Try that one. Oh,
yeah. There you go. Like
there you
that.
Let me see her.
There's a woman holding a dick.
Where's she from? She's from England, right?
I don't know. I just got a little message.
Part of me thought I would have been funny if I only followed trannies. Like if I didn't follow any of my friends.
That would be fucking funny. That chick loves her dick. Wow. And that one, there's some good pictures though, without the cock, where you wouldn't kind of know.
I don't like things with the finger in the ass. The face is cute, but
what you mean?
Yeah, it's not like a photo with someone putting a finger in their own ass. It just seems silly.
In their own ass?
What are you doing? Get a friend.
Oh, there you go. See? Kind of looks like a girl.
It looks a lot like a girl.
Yeah. Would that fool you?
It's like a man body and a dick.
Would that?
Well, it's like.
Would that fool you?
Yeah. So if somebody said, "Hey, this car has great leather interior," would you go, yeah, but that's a slaughtered animal and ruin everything?
Enough about the chicks with dicks. We started the show with it. And then we just figured we'd pop on again because somebody else showed a name and a picture of a chick with a dick.
By the way, the queer that wrote that is fighting. Enough with chicks with dicks. Believe me, that's his internal monologue.
Is that always just constantly rattling through his head?
Stop talking about it. I'm hard.
Yeah.
Stop.
He said that. He said that in the mirror many times.
Yeah.
He said that to his own web browser. Enough chicks with dicks. I can't stop coming.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, come on. If somebody mentions it, we're going to pop it up there and say, yeah, all right, it's a chick, got a dick. What do you want from me? There's two balls, a dick in the middle, saying, what do you want from me?
Yeah, but you know what? It looks like a guy, a boy body. Like you take those sloppy tits, right? It's a twink body.
Yeah, it's a little too.
It's like Sam with his shirt off.
Then
with titties.
Now you're talking sexy. Now you're talking sexy.
Who doesn't like chicks with? Oh,
I don't know. That's not
teasing.
Wow, trannies, folks.
I know. Believe me, I want to start spitting out names, but I won't.
Really? You know a lot?
I just know who they are.
Now, why wouldn't you follow that thing on that thing? Twitter?
I honestly have no interest in what. I would do it to be funny, or like it'd be a goof to see who you follow.
A goof. It's just a goof.
But I follow people that I want to follow. Like I want to read their updates. I don't want to just do it for the laugh. If people see who I'm following,
yeah,
people might not laugh. They might just go, "Let's follow him."
I really backed the fuck off on Twitter.
Did you?
Yeah,
I still like it.
Fucking, I don't know. I think it's that whole thing with the end game. Like, I'm like, where is this going? Who gives a shit?
It doesn't have to have an end game.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be argued. You could just be saying funny shit, like you're just telling jokes, and just all it's doing is getting people more interested in the radio show and in you and in your thing. It's a great promotional vehicle.
Somebody always fucks it up though and starts babbling about shit.
Yeah, but don't feed it to them.
No.
Just be funny, like. Meaning, I'm not saying I don't ever get political. I certainly do. It's hard not to.
Yeah.
But it's like I just want to go on and occasionally plug a gig and just try to be a fucking goof.
Man, people just piss me off though sometimes. I know. I wish I could just say fuck them.
If there's 70,000 people that want to hear what you say and there's 50 jerk-offs, that's a pretty good ratio. If it's the reverse, you might not want to be on Twitter. But
it just seems that no matter how many people get blocked, it's just taken up again by more assholes.
Don't read your app mentions then.
Yeah?
Well, you don't have.
How do I do the Twitter, Jimmy?
You don't have faces of audiences as we're doing radio.
Yeah.
You're just throwing it out. You know there's a response you're looking for. You cannot tell if you're getting it or not, other than the people in the room. Same thing with Twitter. You don't need to know the response because it's like doing radio. A lot of people look at Twitter like it's stand-up. When you're looking at the app mentions, well, you need to know what they're saying, what they're responding, how they feel.
But I do. I need to know.
Look at it like it's radio.
I don't really give a shit. What's the next thing? Like, I want the next thing now.
Yeah, usually the next thing should be bubbling up right around now.
Yeah, it should be percolating.
It's not.
No, because Twitter is. Where do you go from there? A little bit longer video. It's people can do it quietly, privately, and it's like you can go back and forth. There's a lot of it just hasn't been monetized, but there's no reason for it to go away because it's so simple. Facebook and MySpace was your whole fucking life and all your friends. Twitter is just banging out thoughts.
Yeah,
I love Twitter.
Yeah, I guess the simplicity is what what's going to keep it rocking.
Plus, Twitter hasn't really taken the place of Facebook.
Right.
Facebook's still around.
Yeah, you know what? It's
so
true.
it's not like there's the next thing will replace Facebook, and Twitter will still be there.
Facebook and Twitter are completely different animals, and it's funny because like the people that I find like people that pay more attention to Facebook aren't really on Twitter, and vice versa. Like it's and I'm sure a lot of people are on both, but I find mostly that there's a lot of people that do one and not the other.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like Google Plus is going to kill everything.
Oh, that's taken off.
Just give it another.
It
6
really
months
is a bomb, right?
A huge bomb.
Good.
Bomb.
I don't get it. It's fucking. I invited you to a circle. Oh, fuck you.
Unless there's a cracker in the middle.
What's it
I
mean?
don't want to be invited.
I don't know what it means. Got to get involved with Google Plus. Plus what? I open my email and I got my fucking dumb picture there. I don't want to be tied in with Google Plus. What do I say to it?
You just get emails from people who have added you to their social circles.
I don't want to be in your social circle.
Yeah, that really didn't take off like they thought.
I'm glad. Is it bombing?
Yeah, it's like Facebook, except somewhat worse. So it's like, why come out with it at all?
Yeah.
It's way too confusing.
And Google Buzz, which I did not predict.
Google Buzz.
Google Buzz is shutting down, which I'm like, well, now where am I going to get the buzz
What
from?
does that mean, Google Buzz?
Nobody ever knew.
Well, and
no
again,
one cared.
Nobody could ever figure it out.
And that was on the cusp of another Google iteration gone bad, right? What was that first Google thing where you could have like group messaging, sort of?
Google hats?
Oh, no, that's what it was. Yeah, everybody wore hats.
Goddamn! Now I can't even remember. But it wasn't Buzz. It was something even before that, where they were trying to revolutionize like interacting.
They can't leave well enough alone. Like
you're Google.
They have Google and Gmail and G-chatting, and we're finished.
Just leave
now.
it alone.
Yeah, you don't need to be everything for us.
And they own YouTube, for God's sake. Leave well enough alone.
They're trying to mosey in on the social networking thing.
Yeah, it's like you don't go to the fucking, hey, let's go to Exxon Studio 54. No, Exxon is Exxon. Leave everything else alone.
Yeah.
When you're Google, here's what I need you for. To take a phone number, Google it in quotes so I can see if this person's a prostitute. That's all.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, I sometimes I say the Google on stage. Just to get
the
a big
Google,
laugh.
it's funny. Yeah,
People, Google Wave.
They're
That's
like,
what I was calling it.
Oh, Google Wave.
What the fuck is that?
I forgot about
it. Was supposed to be this cool way to interact with your contacts, and it just never went anywhere.
By the way, can they fucking stop asking me, do I want to use Facebook for Twitter? No, I don't. Do you want to use Facebook for chess with friends? No, I don't. Hi, Facebook friends, come play chess with me. No, I don't. I don't want Facebook to be my fucking life. Do you want Facebook to fucking interface with your oxygen? No, I don't. It's a bunch of fucking pictures.
You don't like the Facebook?
Do you understand on my fucking Facebook page at home?
He's mad now. He's
Dude, I
hitting the
can't find my...
console.
I don't know how to operate Facebook. The fucking fuck you and your fucking pokes. I like it to meet with people and friends I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I don't know how to even find my fucking friend requests on my page.
I hate Facebook.
It's complicated.
It's because they want to add everything they can to it.
Yeah.
And you've taken all the simplicity, all the easy to use. I don't know how it works.
I want to be able to.
I just poked Jim.
I want. Oh shit! Do
you like my picture?
That is very adorable. I want to be able to eliminate every request for friends.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause sometimes there's 999 friend requests, and I'm like, I just want to get rid of all of them.
It says
Select
ignore.
all and delete.
It says ignore.
I got to run through all of them.
No, there's a.
Is there a main?
There's like a plug-in for your browser that you can do.
Oh, great! That's what I want to plug in.
Yeah. No, you know what? It's for people with a large friend list. It makes sense to put a plug-in on because you can't sit there and do every. You have to remember too. Not everybody has 5,000 friends on their Facebook page.
Well, you don't get rid of them.
We're not all as popular as me.
You don't get rid of them. You have to say ignore. And I hate, by the way, when I'm trying to close out a fucking email, it goes archive. No, delete it. Archive for what? I want to look back on this exchange. Love you, love the show. Thanks. I want to save that for when I'm old.
Well, you might. GChat saves all. Well, you could set it to save all your chats. And I realized the other day, I have GChats that go back to 2006.
Yeah, I don't mind those.
That's 5 years of my life that I've been writing down. And if I went through it all, you would be able to learn about my entire life
day
just
by
from
day.
reading my Facebook chat. Not my Facebook.
But I get
my
Gmail,
GChats.
and I get how to find it. Like
Very
Facebook.
simple.
It seems like it's saving things, but I don't know how to work anything, so I'm always afraid I'm going to send it to somebody or somebody's in there. Or
enraging.
There's too much stuff happening
And
all
it's
at once.
Not easy enough to block people. Like when they send me spam or mass invites, goodbye.
Yeah.
And the thing, it's not easy enough to fuck. It should be a block. Anything for social networking should have just a button that says block.
Every other day I'm in a group that somebody has put me in. I didn't join this group.
Yeah, that group shit.
Now I'm getting emails in my personal email.
There is. I'm sorry. Thanks, Dan.
It's gotta go.
What
Not
you
on my
gotta do,
page.
You click on who you don't want. Let's just say it's this guy.
This poor guy's going to be blocked now.
Well,
No, he showed me the button.
but
I
then,
didn't. Say it's Jerry Ferdinand.
Oh.
Yeah, so then there's a report/block. You could just hit that.
Oh, I
I
didn't know that.
report everybody before I block them. I report for spam on fucking Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What does that even do?
I don't know, but you know what? It just is an extra little fuck you.
I know,
On
and I just
Facebook-
block them.
On
Oh,
Facebook, I always, if they go, yeah, you're a faggot, I go, hate speech, block.
Holy shit. Hate speech.
Because you can flag for hate speech
Wow, that's pretty
before you
good.
block.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. You should take advantage of
Oh,
that
that's
feature.
a good one.
Yeah.
Did you get your 4S yet there, Jimmy? What are you doing with
He's
your
eating
mouth?
his bottom lip.
New
He's eating.
character.
What is your new character?
No, I used to have a character called Salmon. I would make a fish face to annoy my girlfriend.
Salmon?
Yeah, I forgot about
That's
Sal.
like salmon.
Yeah, I forgot about Sal.
Salmon.
Yeah.
And you make a fish face and your
was
girlfriend
terrible.
would laugh at you.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah.
No, I do. Hold on.
He said was like there's a past tense for it. It still is.
Set alarm for 9:15 p.m.
Oh, see, you talked into your phone, but nothing happened.
I don't know how to set it where you can hold it and talk to it.
What?
You got to turn Siri on.
Siri's on, stupid.
No.
sorry.
You hold the button down.
No, I know that, but then you got to talk to. There's a way to do it without holding the button down.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Set the alarm for 9:15 p.m., please.
Nothing happened.
I set the alarm.
For 9:15 p.m.
Oh.
Fuck a baby.
Now.
Now.
Oh, now.
Now.
You actually repeated that back to me one
It
time.
doesn't like that. Oh, did it?
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Fart into someone's cunt.
Me, I don't understand. Far into someone's content.
Content.
Not content, you blithering idiot. Twat. Cunt.
Me, I don't understand. Not content, you blithering idiots, to watch content.
To watch content.
I won't do that.
Stop it with content.
It won't do that. You know, it will not drop an N-bomb either.
No.
No matter how hard you try. But if someone texts you that horrid racial epithet,
can you hear it talk out your text?
Yeah, it'll speak out your text.
How do you say send when you want to text something? Like if I say let me go.
Go now!
Oh, okay. Let me go to Anthony. Like let me open up
Okay.
the text with Anthony.
Let's play.
Okay. Now I literally don't know how to do this.
Okay.
I'm gonna send message to new stuff. Can I say text?
I don't know.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. Here we go.
Hey there, how's it going, pal?
Did you get it?
No, it's not doing anything. It's just fucking.
Oh.
Did you guys see the video of this Japanese guy with a really thick Japanese accent? He speaks English, but he was trying to use Siri, and it just wouldn't
Wasn't
happen for
working.
him.
Nothing's happening. Hold
For
on.
an Asian gentleman, it
Yeah.
wasn't working. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
they're gonna need to
Hi,
tweak it.
Anthony.
Did you get it? No?
No, my phone's.
Well, you know why? That's not the real one. Yours is on 4, right?
No, it's the fucking real one.
Is that 4S?
How do you send?
Did you get 4S?
Yeah, I got a new phone.
Oh, you did.
How do you send? I have Verizon, dude.
I don't know. Oh, how do you like Verizon?
How do you get send on Siri? It's good.
I don't
send
know.
it.
I have a 4,
Let me
not a
see.
4S.
How you hit send? All right, I'm looking down at
Ask
the chat.
Siri.
How do I get it to read your text?
Ask Siri.
Ask Siri, how do you hit send on Siri?
How do you hit send on Siri?
It's still sending. How do you fucking get it to talk to you? It will read your text?
It'll read your text, yeah. Oh, look, it just said, hi, Anthony.
Yeah, it's a text.
But now, see, I'll open it.
How do you get it to read it?
And then I'll... do you highlight it?
Just be like, talk to me.
And then hit this?
Read that to me.
No.
Read that to me.
Oh. Oh, read text?
Just be like, read that to me.
Why are you listening to that
Read
asshole?
text.
It's going to say read text.
New message from Jimmy. Hi, Anthony.
Yes. Oh, read text?
That's it. It works. All right.
Okay.
That could be a fuck up if I. You want to make sure it's from Jimmy and it's a good one. You don't want any bad ones.
I don't know if this is going to work on the air, but if you want to listen to this.
Jimmy's saying horrible things into his phone under his breath. He looks like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, hey, cocksucker.
I should make a joke or something on here. Hey, look. You want to come see Burning Embers?
No. Stop making that face. Japanese people fail at Siri video.
Yeah, I don't know how hysterical this is going to be, but...
So this is all the Japanese people trying to speak into their Siri and failing.
It might be more than one, but if this is the video, I think it is. It's just one guy trying desperately to get some functionality to work out of his new iPhone.
Email me.
Which email address for work or home?
Walk.
Walk?
I don't know what you mean by walk. Which email address for work or home?
Walk.
Comma, I don't understand. Wall. Which email address for work or home?
Walk.
You can say work, dummy.
I don't know what you mean by walk. Which email address
This goes on for another minute.
It's hilarious.
Walk.
Say it right.
Sorry, I don't understand. Walk.
Click it.
Which
Push it.
email
Just
address
click
for
it. Type it in.
work or home?
Walk.
You're wasting your time.
Comma, I don't understand. Fuck. Which email address for work or home?
Walk.
A walk.
Walk.
I don't know what you mean by walk.
Walk.
Which email address for work or home?
Keeps going.
Is it a joke or is it real?
Walk.
No, I mean, he's showing you how it doesn't understand him.
I don't know what you mean by while. Which email address for? Work.
All right, we don't need to watch.
Just push.
Yeah. That's
I don't know how to get Siri to do a lot of things. Let me see. How do I? Let me see here.
Shit, I was trying to look for that.
How do you get Siri to perform an abortion? It's looking.
No.
Maybe it'll find you local abortionists.
No.
No, it's just
not giving in.
Stinks.
Ask it where you can get an
Oh, my
abortion.
3G is not great here. That's why.
Oh, why?
man.
Uh-oh. Verizon?
Yeah. How's yours?
It's full bars.
For 3G?
3G.
I have a circle instead of the 3G sign.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, that's never good.
Fucking problem.
Why is that?
That's like you could only call the police.
Yeah.
Does the circle mean you can call the police?
Only
Pretty much.
Only emergency calls. Yep. Take a little breather.
Yeah, I think today has been fun.
That's what I think.
You know, Antisocial Network.
Yes.
Something tells me this will be the last time you hear my voice today.
Is
Is
a nap.
January 14th, Borgata Hotel. The lineup has changed, but again, there's honestly no bad reasons for it. It's because Bill is just out doing solo stuff, and Jim is working on his family or show. I didn't meant to say kitchen before, but it's family-oriented stuff. And this is a much darker version. So it's myself, David Tell, Doug Stanhope, and the return of Artie Lang. And this will sell out. So pre-sale tomorrow morning. Go Comcast Tix, COMCASTTIX.com. The password is antisocial. And that is tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the pre-sale. And this weekend I'm at the Stress Factory. I'll stop plugging now.
Right.
And I need a kiss.
Very good. And
on my cheek.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
How
How about this? You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You're
we
welcome.
came in. We could have taken off. We came in.
That's right. That
we
is
knew,
true.
We knew Gregorio wouldn't be here.
That is
and we
true.
said, you know what? We're going to come in. We'll take days some other day.
Yeah. So go fuck your mother. That's what I say.
Yep.
I guess stay tuned for fucking...
That was crap.
Oh, shit. Thank God I'm not driving all the fucking way home to listen to that shit. Because that's just fucking... it's ponderous. It's fucking ponderous.
Right here.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Next
Sorry.
to you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
We all good?
No, I'm good.
Are we square? Are we square? All right. Have a good morning/afternoon. I'll tell you what the best hour of every show is.
10
The 10 o'clock. Yes.
Thank you.
I
Thank you very
did
much.
not-
I appreciate that.
The Opie and Anthony Show, Sirius XM.